Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State men's hoops host USC tonight at 6:30. Buckeyes 15-8, winners in 4 of their last 7, while the Trojans sit 18-6, winners in 3 straight. Coverage on the Fan starts at 5:30. College football, Ohio State added its 3rd kicker this offseason in a Notre Dame transfer, Marcello Diometti. He had never attempted a field goal for the Irish, but averaged 64 yards on 17 career kickoffs. Pro football, 2 Sayans will now be playing in Columbus, as Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayan's older brother Aiden has signed with the UFL's Columbus Aviators. The former Penn quarterback replaces Clayton Tune, who signed an NFL futures deal. Olympic medal count, Norway leads with 13 total medals, Italy second with 11, and the U.S. third with 10. This update sponsored by Germain Toyota. For unbeatable service and sales, visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. On a wet and wild thaw-out Wednesday. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, my boy Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. All you guys are dressed for the cold in here, it looks like. You're bundled up with a hood and a jacket.
Yeah.
This guy's got his puffer coat on. I thought it was always extra warm in his studio.
It was when I went in there to talk to Baker earlier. It was a little thick in there. But over here on our side of the tank, it's always a little chilly, but you're just getting it in. Nice little hoodie today,
I didn't wear
turtle,
a jacket today.
Little stamp on that bicep over there. So, yeah, you're built different, as we all know. How you feeling today, man? You looking good over there.
Feeling solid.
Okay.
Yeah, they were asking about the old man growth, and I was saying, you know what, it's laziness, and it's getting a little nasty.
But the compliments have to make you feel pretty good.
I don't know, they're
though,
not
right?
really compliments. They're just like, man, you look about 15 years older than you already were.
Oh, no way.
And then the other part is, although I did say, somebody asked, is it itchy now? And I'm like, well, I don't know. You want to find out?
Whoa.
Maybe I start a kissing booth here at the station for charity. How would that go over with HR?
Not well,
I mean,
brother.
you be the judge, not me. TLC, do you get any vindication, or maybe as a group, as a tandem, here that the Super Bowl drew 125 million viewers? Because we talked about whether Darnold, because you were always it doesn't matter, Darnold versus May, the matchup. People will still watch. And Maddie and I always were saying, well, yeah, people will always watch, but there's a difference between 80 million and 100 million. And my line was always 100, but now it's always going to be well over 100 million. So I guess it's a slight dip from last year. That was the record breaking, but big deal. They're down like a couple million.
I guess that is a win for me. However, I wasn't that concerned about it because I didn't think for a second what were the ratings. But my whole point was,
I don't either until
what else are you going to do? You're going to go watch other TV shows? My whole point was it's not so much about the game, who's playing. It's just it is Super Bowl Sunday. It is a bit of a holiday just in the American culture. And so from that sense, I'm like, who's going to be the stooge who's like, no, I'm not watching the Super Bowl?
Well, there are a lot of people that don't really. Yeah. You don't think that anyone was grocery shopping in this city? That they looked at that as like a freebie? Wait a minute, this is the time I can really get something done?
No, for sure. But people who aren't sports fans, but I don't think, basically what I'm saying is there's no middle ground. There's no all right, well, let me see who's playing to determine if I'm interested in the Super Bowl. Either you're interested or you're just or you're probably a sports hater.
I don't agree
and you're
with that.
I don't care at all about sports. I don't have any Super Bowl parties. I'm just going to do my own thing.
Let me ask you
don't
this.
have a care in the world.
Do you think the Swifties watched this Super Bowl?
Enough of them.
I don't think any of them watched it. I will never know that. I'm just saying.
You don't think there's one Swiftie out there who just was at a Super Bowl party?
To my point, I think if you would have had the Kansas City Chiefs in this game, the number would have jumped pretty significantly. And so those casual people, I think, could have been on Sunday you know what? I don't need to watch this game.
Dude, did you say 125 million?
Yes.
There were 125 million people. I'm sure there were a bunch of casuals. There are not 125 million diehards in America.
Sat here and said that people weren't going to pop a big number. That's always going to be the case. I've just always brought it back to if the NFL values numbers, which we know that they do, they want that number to be as high as possible every year, and you just want the biggest names on the marquee if you're Goodell. That's just always been my stance. I'd be foolish to sit here and say that the Super Bowl wasn't going to have a big number attached to it, because to your point, it is the biggest game of the year. There was a lot of intrigue in the game itself, and I guess I saw the halftime show did a pretty good number too.
Right around the same.
So,
30, yeah.
you know, there's a lot of controversy baked into that as well. But yeah, I just think there can be more casuals that come along if you have other names that people know outside of a Super Bowl led by Drake May and Sam Darnold.
All right, fine. You know what?
Absolutely.
Fine. Now I'm taking the win. Now I feel like I need it.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the win is this. The win is without a marquee quarterback and not a the Patriots are pretty super branded. But considering the lack of what Maddie and I said, like the inherent transcendent hype, outside of sports fan, outside of football diehard, there wasn't a lot to bring you to the table other than what he's saying. It's Super Sunday.
The two words,
I guess I'm
Super Bowl, that brings you to the table.
Yes, I understand that, but that doesn't mean everyone watched from the first down to the last play.
And especially with the way that how that game was looking.
That's it. But here's the deal. If you have a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, if you have that, then you have something that does transcend to the non-sports, the casual sports fan. He's right. The casual sports fan is still watching because it's the Super Bowl. What we're trying to find out is there somebody or some team that can bring the non-sports fan who doesn't necessarily watch the Super Bowl to take a peek, to take a look. I want to watch. Sometimes it is the halftime show. Sometimes they just jump in there and then jump out.
You know what it might be? It might be that Drake May's wife has a big cooking TikTok account.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, she's big. So I believe it's Ann Michael May. I might be her name.
Okay.
Maybe Michael was her last name. I don't know. Or maybe it's Michelle. I don't know. But she's big on TikTok, and she's got videos of her, like, baking cookies, and then Drake comes in and, like, taste test the cookies.
Those
and
can
stuff
be
like
dangerous rabbit holes. Social media, like cooking algorithms. Like, if that's in your algorithm,
dude,
that could be tough. It's like
Drake May's wife's comment section is the funniest thing on earth.
I'm sure it's nasty.
It's a bunch of people saying, I hope you're feeding our husband properly.
Come on.
There's a lot of our husband being thrown around in her comments. A lot of Patriots fans saying our husband.
I think we can all agree that the fact that this Super Bowl didn't have a whole lot of hype juice to it that still got that number is probably attributed to a couple things. One, it's a national holiday. You watch the Super Bowl. Even if you're not a big sports fan, you're going to watch the commercials. You may watch a little bit, not all of it, but you'll watch some. The other is the halftime show. Am I intrigued by the halftime show? Whether it's, like you said, controversial, I want to see who this guy is. I don't know who he is. Why is everybody talking about this guy? They want to watch. I think the Super Bowl had a little bit of all of that, and what it didn't have was a compelling game. Right. This really wasn't. This shouldn't have done this number, in my mind. It really shouldn't have. And he says, well, what are they going to watch? Imagine what this was 25 years ago. Yes, there was nothing to watch. Now there's a million choices to watch. Now with Netflix, everything else, like there are so many options if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl. I think that it did this number. If you would have asked me before I even knew what this Super Bowl drew, I would not have guessed 125 million.
And it's also for me, like how much credit does the NFL when it comes to ratings get for just having all these games on random bars that are all over the place? Like I don't know how that stuff works. Like versus households and people really making an effort, right? When you can go to a bar and there's 30 TVs in there and every TV's on the game.
I don't think they get
how does that work?
Nah, for some reason I don't think that registers that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not positive on that, but I do think that they're making this game so global that this is why it's helping.
Yeah, and we're seeing it now. I think there was an announcement about a week ago that these international games, the number of them is only going to continue to tick up and tick up. And so Roger Goodell and the league have been doing this for a while now, but it's just something we all have to get used to. And you used the perfect word. They want to make this as global as they possibly can, and that's rooted in making as much money as they possibly can. And so, yeah, the Super Bowl is always going to be a massive deal, as we all know. I just think there can be different hooks for people when you have maybe other names or celebrities attached to certain players that can bring their fan bases into the viewing experience too.
Maddie, is there an expiration date in your mind on this payoff of the bet? with the updates. And things.
I got
like because I think he's almost gone past now where it's
it's kind of like for you, like Fish's dinner that he owes you. They're just
Kansas City hoodie
in the for me and CB. That's just it's kind of a thing. It just kind of goes.
You go to
into
Jeff
the wind.
Ruby's.
That's not good.
I know.
That's not good that we're not paying off. People aren't paying off.
I would like a Jeff Ruby dinner for you though from Fish.
Yeah.
That's
You never know who you might see there. Maybe you might know somebody.
You never know. How long will I have to wait?
Maybe Ted
That's the
Ginn signing a
question.
contract with the Aviators on the table next to you.
We have a meeting with Fish after the show today. I think we should bring this up. I think we should bring it up. What?
No, it's not that he doesn't want to deliver. It's that I've never demanded it.
Oh.
So
I'm not that guy, though. Like, if, somebody owes me something, I don't think I'm really hunting them down. I'm not unless it's a pretty significant amount of a coin. But if it's something like this, it's just
you never
whatever.
do really forget.
That is very true.
And
it's in the back of your mind.
That's the bad part.
I know.
Because it never was about what it was. It was about what it represented.
Correct. Because there's something about feeling a hair disrespected if it lingers on for a certain amount of time, especially with money. Especially with money.
That's,
Dave Ramsey says never borrow money from family members because the relationship will never be the same until it's paid off.
I don't even know if it's family.
I think it'd be friends too, right? Family and friends. Can blur the lines. Can get some choppy waters can start there if people aren't running it back in a certain amount of time for me, or at least having an open line of communication where, hey, I don't have it right now. I'm still thinking about this. I got you in time. If we just go radio silent on that's when the
TLC,
frustration
we used to go to this. My dad used to take my brother and I to this little burger joint in Chicago, and it was like kind of and they'd close for like the season, like gone fishing. They'd be gone. And all they had, really their specialty, was like a fried hamburger, and they had a really good shrimp cocktail.
Okay.
And that's what they had. Like that's was it. It was just a great fried hamburger with like grilled onion or whatever you wanted on it.
Fries? Did they have fries?
They had the crinkly cut fries and all that. And I remember that there was a sign over the bar. And I remember this like being in high school and saying, it said, "A borrower nor a lender be, for a loan oft loses both its friend and itself." And I've committed that to memory since high school because it was just sitting there.
That's good.
And we went there all the time, so it was hard not to do it. And I certainly have. You're right. It's never about the money, because if somebody said to you, let's say you loaned somebody like $1,000 and they never paid you back, like if they would have come to you and said, "Listen, I'm in a tough spot and I want to pay you back. How about $20 a month till I get this thing paid off?"
Good.
That's it.
Let
That's all you need.
So let a brother know.
Right.
It's
the one where they ignore it, and then you're the bad guy, and then all of a sudden
No.
you're the idiot for trying to get it back. And like I'm telling you, anytime you either have to decide right then, this is not a loan, this is a gift.
Yeah.
And you have to put that in your mind. Yeah. Because it's always lingering there.
No doubt, brother.
All right, we got a lot to do today. We'll have Adam Schefter on bottom of the hour, as always. We'll get a little take on the Brownies and what's going on in their defensive locker room. And we will have our boy Carp in studio at 2 o'clock, back from a little international trip himself. Can't wait to talk to him. And we'll get into the Bengals and what decision may be coming for them with a certain player. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Are you ready to transform your future and become a confident leader? Look no further than the Ohio State University Army ROTC program. For over a century, they've been developing future Buckeye leaders, shaping careers that change lives. Enroll now and seize the opportunity to apply for their life-changing scholarships. Whether you dream of serving your country or pursuing a successful career, the Ohio State University Army ROTC is here to support you every step of the way. Don't miss out. Visit arotc.osu.edu today to learn more and take the first step towards an extraordinary future.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. February is the month of love, and my buddies at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion have the deals you'll love all month long. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Silverado for $289 a month for 36 months with only $39.98 due at signing, or you can save up to $13,000 off MSRP if you finance. Terms and restrictions apply. They have one of the largest selections of Silverados in the area. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, Let's drive.
Tell Ohio Credit Union Business Banking is there whether you need a loan to grow your operations or cash flow solutions to keep things moving forward. Real talk about what matters to your business. Visit telohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, okay. We've got a little song today, eh?
Yeah, spent quite a while working on that one. Thought I'd sell more windows if I had a catchy window jingle.
I like it. You know, jingles aren't really our thing at Pella. We just stick to the highest levels of quality and design thing.
Oh. Wish we would have thought of that. Do-do.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey everybody, it's Berm. Look, the big game is coming up, and that means there's parties, food, drinks, and fun, but that's a recipe for disaster if you're trying to lose weight. That's not the case with Awaken 180. Eat, drink, and enjoy the day knowing you have a strategy to keep the weight off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks, dough, Skrilla chips, bread and mo. 2, 5, 10, and 20, 30 big ones, games of plenty. Cheddar, butter, loot and scratch. Find the letters, make the match, cause there's many words for cash, no doubt, many ways to play cash word. Check 'em out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's game time, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions in prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Black history is American history. And when we have honest, age-appropriate conversations with our students about our history, the good and the bad, we can pave the way to make a better future for all of us. This Black History Month, let's come together and stand up for our students' freedom to learn.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week. But not OJ, because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
After quite the warm day yesterday, a big change today with mostly cloudy skies and highs struggling to get just above the freezing mark and gusty winds. For tonight, mostly cloudy with overnight lows down into the 20s. And then for Thursday, expect skies to stay mostly cloudy with our highs right around or just above freezing. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Anthony can follow direction very well, as long as he first prints out MapQuest. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Offseason the NFL, so we've got questions. I don't really know what the answer is, but Cincinnati probably has a few options. I've always said, and I'll stick to it, and I don't think it's accurate, but at the time, I really believed that if it came to choosing between Trey Hendrickson and T. Higgins, I was on the Trey Hendrickson at the time. I felt like the luxury of having T and Jamar was exactly that, a luxury. And you can win a lot of games offensively. If everybody stays healthy and Burrow's the guy he is, then certainly you might be able to overcome. But their defense was so bad at times that I thought, well, that's a tough thing to overcome. And now it turns out it really doesn't matter because Trey was hurt or kind of hurt, and then Burrow gets hurt, and we never really get to see it together work. And so now we're sitting at a point where, they got to commit, to signing him to a long-term deal, which is what he's been clamoring for anyway, or move on from him to take advantage of some other opportunities. But the other card to play is always a funny card, and that would be to tag him. And it feels like to me that his time in Cincinnati is over. Like, are you in the mindset? Like, I really didn't think about tagging him. And I don't even think it would work. It certainly wouldn't work well for him psychologically.
Yeah, of the possibilities that you laid out, for me, I think a multi-year deal would be the least favorite on the board. I think the franchise tag for me is second favorite on the board, and then both parties just moving on is the favorite on the board for me right now, because it's a defensive end room, I think, that needs more pop to it, and maybe you can do that in the draft where they're picking in the top 10, and if the board falls your way, maybe you can grab whatever pass rusher you really like there at 10, and I don't know if that's Ruben Bain or Messidor or any of those guys that we watch in college football that have been highly productive. And so for Trey Hendrickson, you're talking about a franchise tag that could be somewhere between 25 to 30 million, maybe even more than that, since they tagged him last year.
It cost a little more than 30.
A little bit more than 30. And so is that something that they want to do? I could understand where you were at with your thinking when it came to Trey Hendrickson and T. Higgins. For me, I kind of always lean T because of the age, too.
That was
like
right,
you're kind of taking 5 years off of that, and you can keep that trio together that we know is dynamite. But to your point, they got such a long way to go. They have such a long way to go with this. And if you're Trey Hendrickson and they do offer you a multi-year deal, which I don't think is going to happen, if you're the Bengals, you know Trey's probably going to dig in with a whole bunch of guaranteed money.
Well, they wanted, Matty, when they tried to trade him, the story that went around was that they wanted much more value than anybody was offering. And so I don't know. The chance of going that route again seems slim. And if they tagged him under the assumption that he has no interest in playing for them, then you'd be selling teams the option of trading for him knowing that he would come with a fully guaranteed $30 million deal or the expectation of a new contract. So anybody coming in, like, he's going to get a new deal. Like, you could tag and trade him. The Bengals would then kind of choose where he goes, and I don't know what they'd be really getting for him. The only power that he would hold would be that he would need to sign the tag to complete the trade. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to talk to Schefter about it, because I really don't know where you're going with this guy. I think the bridges are burned. It doesn't feel
that way.
I mean, even if you tag him,
I think he feels in his mind that he was wronged by them, because this is a guy that stepped up to the plate for multiple years now. And as far as just the numbers go, was one of the most productive guys in the sport at getting after the quarterback, getting home. And look, those numbers for me are respectable, very respectable, because there wasn't a guy or two guys opposite him that I think you really had to worry about that much. There were guys that popped off every once in a while, and then Sam Hubbard decides to retire. And so he had to go out there and deal with a lot of static down there in the trenches, whether it's double teams, chips, triple teams, whatever it looks like. And so to me, I think in his mind, he probably felt like, look, what else could I do? What else do you guys want from me as far as me getting the money that I think I deserve and what the market is telling me that I think I deserve? So I'm with you, AR. It does feel like the relationship at this point is very splintered, and I can't imagine maybe on Trey's side of things, he's just completely done. I think on the front office side of things, they would love to have him back at a certain number, which I don't think is going to be the number that he wants. And so I think that's why, as far as the options, I think it is tag or they're just going to go their opposite ways here. And so I think the question you have to ask yourself, if you're the Bengals front office, is, are you comfortable with what Pittsburgh did? Because that was a situation
they're
last
in
year.
A problem.
Right. When you look at the deal that the Steelers handed to T.J. Watt.
3 years.
3 years, $123. That extension that he got last year, and the cap hit that holds right now for a guy at his age, right? On the back nine of his career. You look at the production last year, it wasn't what we know T.J. Watt can be. And so not to say that will be Trey Hendrickson. Who knows? Maybe he will be different than what we've seen from some older guys at that age. But there's something in the division, I think, that they can look at and question, is that the contract that we would want to hand to Trey Hendrickson? Because I think that's probably what he's looking for, is a number like that.
On paper, he deserves that number. He's still a very good edge rusher. He was their best defensive player for a couple years. And on paper, he probably deserved the number of what he could make per year. But the long-term commitment is the tough part at 32. It really is. And I'm glad you brought up Watt. He's 31, I think. And he carries the massive hit, like you say. And so now they're kind of stuck. Like, you got to pay a guy $42 million coming off a 7-sack season.
And sometimes I think it can be a tough decision for a franchise to make when you have a guy at this point in his career where you're kind of paying him for what he's done for you in the past versus what he's really going to do for you in the future. And that emotional pull, I think, can be very difficult for a guy that you've invested so much in. He's given so much back to your franchise and to your fan base, similar to kind of the late, great Kobe Bryant, one of his last contracts with the Lakers. Everybody knew that he really didn't deserve that contract that he got, but they did it because he was Kobe and he was an all-time Laker. And so I think trying to take the emotions out of this can be difficult. But the history of the league has shown us guys that are at this point in their age, there aren't a whole lot of Julius Peppers that have played well post 31, 32 and played at a high level. And so that's why I think a multi-year deal for me, or the percentage on that getting done and both parties agreeing to that, is fairly low.
It's really low. And I think the best move Cincinnati could make if they felt that they could trust Trey is tag him again. And then you trust him, because then if he has a decent season, you look great.
Yeah.
Because then you're paying him as you go. But no player wants that, and I understand that. Like a 2-year deal worth just around $50 million, but at 32 years of age, coming off a sports hernia that could require surgery, like, he's in a tough spot now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would feel iffy paying that guy, a guy that's pushing 33, 34. The tag and trade is what I'm going to ask Schefter about, because I don't think you can get a first-round pick or even a second. You can get a third.
I don't see
an aging edge rusher coming off an injury.
Maybe you get a 2, but I don't love that either.
Let's say you get a third-round pick, and, that may be the way to go.
That's a tough sell, I think, the Bengal fans. Is just getting that. But to your point, with a guy coming off a season where he only played 7 games, now obviously he's a year older now. If we are the team trading for Trey Hendrickson, why would we give up even more than that?
You'd pay him a multi-year deal right now? Coming off an injury at his age?
I wouldn't.
I think the time has passed.
Yeah,
I think it's best for both parties to go.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
He needs to prove himself somewhere else. He needs somebody to take a leap of faith that his injury is recoverable and that he can still be a very good player. And that's kind of where they need to go.
The other thing, too, that he could be fighting is, and we'll ask Schefter about this here in a couple minutes, is if the rumors are true that Max Crosby wants out of Las Vegas, if we're trying to trade for a defensive end, I think that guy's high up on our board. He's probably number 1 on our board right now, and I think he, for me, would make me feel better about making a deal like that as getting Max Crosby versus Trey Hendrickson. So for Cincinnati, and another thing real quick, too, is Joseph Asai is also a free agent for them, and he was second on the team in sacks this year as well. So they have to figure out that financial component of their roster remake, as well as what type of contract do they want to do with Joseph Asai, if they want to do another contract with Joseph Asai. But this should be about Asai, Miles Murphy, and Shamar Stewart. That's your future. Maybe you add another guy in the draft to get to that D-line room. I just don't see it for Trey Hendrickson running, unless he just absolutely wants to be back, which I think is not the case.
I really don't know the extent of the injury, and I think that would be a big part of it, because I do think that the Bengals, even though the tag sounds bad on paper, it would be pretty good of them to come back with that, because you're paying him $34 million to play football coming off an injury. I think that would almost look like an olive branch to people. Like, okay, you didn't give him the multi-year deal, but now that he's not the perfect machine anymore right this second, if you're still willing to give him $34 million, that's a nice deal. Now, if he thinks he can get more elsewhere, then let him go do it. But,
yeah, it's not nothing, but it's what we brought up, AR. Where is he at right now with his relationship with the team? They may hit him with that franchise tag, and he might tell him to kick rocks. I'm good. I want out.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes with our boy Adam Schefter, get his feeling on that, and obviously what's going on in Cleveland with the Jim Schwartz departure. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
John's Garage Doors. John's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price, he cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up and whether you do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder, and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Don's Garage Doors, Don's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Oh, what? Just cleared that drain last week.
At the Waterworks, we mean clean, which means we don't just clear your drain, we actually clean it. Get your drains good as new with the Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, he probably deserved to be in the Disneyland commercial because maybe he gets a brief offseason, but not much. He's our guy, Adam Schefter, ESPN senior NFL insider, fresh off the Super Bowl. My man, how we feeling?
What's going on? Got a little under the weather. Long week last week. Come home late. West Coast, all that stuff. But all good. Thank you.
All right, good. All right, we'll get to the Super Bowl in a minute. I just want to continue a little bit of the conversation Maddie and I just had about the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson and the use of the franchise tag. And I know it's probably not really front burner on your plate right now, but he was and is maybe one of the better edge rushers in the NFL. Yeah. The problem he has, we all know. Two things. One, his age, and two, maybe the injury prognosis. And I don't even know where that stands, if he's going to need surgery or whatever that was. What do you think is the logical thing that could happen here? A tag and trade or something where they would tag him again and he'd play under it? What do you think?
Well, first and foremost, he's been physically cleared by the Bengals. He's ready to go. So he's healthy right now. That's not a huge deal.
Well, that's big because I thought it was like a sports hernia that may have required surgery, but no.
Well, he had surgery.
Oh, he did.
Surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, right. He had surgery back in the winter. And so I guess the franchise tag will be in play. To me, that seems a little odd. Like they've been back and forth so many times. They've never re-signed the guy long term. He's continually been disappointed. I would think that they would let him go, but maybe they feel like he's so valuable that you want to tag and then try to trade him. I don't think that would play well in the organization, but that's their call. They can do what they want.
No doubt, Shefty. Let's stay in Ohio and go up to Cleveland and get the latest, on your side of things when it comes to now Todd Monken trying to find a defensive coordinator. So I guess a two-parter. What's been the latest kind of chatter around Jim Schwartz, and what's the update on the search for the DC?
I would say that right now, they're looking at a bunch of defense coordinators. I would expect that by the end of the week they could have a new defensive coordinator. Todd Monken is a guy. Obviously, he'll be in charge of the offense. We'll see about the defense, but that defense coordinator, I would think, should be done by the end of the week.
Couldn't talk him off the ledge, huh? There was no wooing the old Jimbo back, right? That ship had sailed right when he got his box and said his goodbyes, huh?
Listen, I think we discussed this last week. It's just think about anybody in any company that's up for a promotion, he gets bypassed, by somebody else. There aren't many people that would be willing to swallow their pride and their ego and continue on in the same job. And certainly he was not willing to do that, and that's kind of where we're at.
News coming out of Dallas over the weekend, Schefty, and looks like, the Cowboys are headed down the path of hitting George Pickens with the franchise tag. Do you think it's going to be that, or are they going to explore maybe a tag and trade possibility for him?
I think they'd like to keep him. I don't think it's a tag and trade. And the other thing is, let's remember last year, the Steelers were open to shopping him. They didn't have a lot of interest. And George Pickens played really well in Dallas, but he played well because of the system that he was in, the quarterback, the whole thing. I think he's got more value to Dallas than everybody, as great a receiver as he is, as talented as he is. So you could tag and trade him, but I think they're tagging him to keep him, and we'll see what happens from there.
All right, let's get your take on the Super Bowl. And it went the way a lot of people predicted it could go, and that Seattle was more of the complete team. But give me your sense on the Drake May situation. I don't know if anybody will ever prove it. He had a very bad game. He was under duress the entire game, but even some of his throws were just a little off. He was a little gun shy. Did you put that more on just the fact that he was under that much pressure all game, or that his shoulder really never was right?
I think it was more with the defense than it was his shoulder. That's what I believe. Did the shoulder contribute? Sure. Everybody's banged up, and it becomes a convenient excuse. But to blame it on his shoulder is to take away from how good Seattle's defense is and was in that game. They controlled the game, and they are the main reason that I believe that Drake May and the Patriots offense struggled as much as they are.
So let's lock in on the other quarterback, the winning quarterback in that game, and Sam Darnold. And so his contract isn't that old, obviously, with him just getting to Seattle. But, Schefty, are you expecting Sam Darnold and his agent to want to come back to the negotiating table after winning a Super Bowl and maybe find some new money for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always possible. Like, that's the Super Bowl tax. Whenever a team wins a Super Bowl, there are all sorts of expenses that are incurred. Every player wants more. Everybody thinks they are deserving of more. It wouldn't shock me if that happened. I haven't heard that it is, but that certainly would be in line with some of the things that have transpired with other Super Bowl teams in the past.
What's going on with Aaron Rodgers and Travis Kelce? Are we getting either, neither, or both this season?
My sense on Travis Kelce, is the scuttlebutt around the league, is that I think the people believe, like, these things are fluid and anyone could change their mind at any point, but I think the signs are pointing to him returning, Travis Kelce. We'll see what happens there. Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers want him back. It's up to him, and we'll see how that works out. But I know Pittsburgh would love to have him back, and we'll see what the quarterback wants to do himself.
Should I have thrown in Stafford, or is he definitely coming back?
No, he's back.
Yeah, okay.
So I want to let's go to Vegas, Schefty, because there's been a lot of chatter about Max Crosby and how happy or maybe unhappy he is right now with the Raiders. They just named Clint Kubiak their new head coach. What is his stance at the moment?
Well, the stance is I think Max would like to be traded. But, listen, I go back to this. Like, they have a new coach. They have $90 million cap space. They have the number one overall pick. There's going to be a new look and feel there, okay, starting with Clint Kubiak. And if we go back 1 year ago, Myles Garrett was hell-bent on being traded from Cleveland, and we were all debating on how much Dallas was going to give Micah Parsons. And lo and behold, Myles Garrett re-signs with Cleveland after wanting to be traded, and Micah Parsons winds up being traded after everybody thinking he's going to be back in Dallas. So my point is, I'm not paying all that much attention to what's going on February 10th. It doesn't mean a lot to me right now until there's more clarity. I'm sure he would like to be traded. I'm sure he would like to win. I'm sure he would like to go to a Super Bowl. But there's some steps and time that have to play out before we can say what's going to happen with Max Crosby.
I know the Super Bowl's got to be a blur, but you've been to so many of them, and so somebody asked you, like, hey, Adam, who was the most interesting person you saw or talked to, or your experience from this Super Bowl? What is it?
Well, we talked about it in the podcast this week on my podcast, but a week ago, I made a left out of my hotel, the Beacon Grand Hotel, and I was walking down the street, and there was one person walking at me, and we were the only two people on that particular block, and we obviously came right face-to-face into contact with each other. I have not seen nor spoken to that person since I reported that he was retiring as his team was playing a game. And it was Andrew Luck. And that was, as I told him at the end of our conversation, that was a highlight of my Super Bowl week, getting to visit with him for about 10 minutes, relive the events of that night, explain to him where I was coming from. And that was a pretty cool experience for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. That is really cool because he's, I think, the GM now, right? Schefter for Stanford football. Yeah. So he's out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Around the game, so a little bit. Speaking of quarterbacks that have retired, maybe a guy's trying to unretire. Are we going to see Derek Carr in a huddle again?
I don't know. Like, maybe. Maybe. I haven't heard much interest in him. We'll see what happens as it goes on. Not a great year for off-season quarterbacks. If Philip Rivers can come back, I guess anybody can come back, so always possible.
It's a good answer. I think you should kind of have that as your stock 7 iron when anybody asks something. Hey, I didn't expect Philip Rivers to play football this year either, so that's a good one.
Real quick, Kirk Cousins, is he going back to Minnesota? Is that safe to assume at this point, Schefter?
No, I don't think that's safe to assume at all.
Okay,
like it could happen, but I spoke to him last week and I brought up that scenario, that option. I'm like, back to Minnesota, and I didn't get a yay or a nay. It was just kind of like, let's see what happens. And that's kind of what I think it is.
But your guess is that Minnesota will add another quarterback to that roster, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No. Minnesota's going to have a quarterback. That goes without saying. The question is, who's it going to be?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Vikes are looking at it as if we had a minor upgraded quarterback, we probably would have been in the tournament. But that's where they are, and they watch their former guy go all the way and become the fairy tale story. So, and you and I, we spoke about this last week, that the dominoes fall when those decisions are made. Sometimes, it's what a guy does later, and that was definitely a decision that came back to haunt them in a way. Now, does he win a Super Bowl with Minnesota? No one would know that, but it certainly made it look a lot worse letting him go and seeing what he did. So, great season, man. I don't know what you have, like kind of a top storyline you'll remember or anything that will stick with you. Is Darnold at the top of your list?
Well, I think that'll be the lasting image of the Super Bowl. I think when we look back on the season, everybody will remember Micah Parsons getting traded. I think everybody will remember the upheaval of coaches at the end of the year, the owner's lack of patience, and then Sam Darnold prevailing. There's a lot of things. Every NFL season is memorable, but if we're going to look back at this season, you can look back at all those things and more. Everybody can find something from the season, but those are some of the more memorable elements from 2026.
All right, buddy. Get a little rest, feel better, and let's see. We're at February 11th, so in 6 days, the first day to designate franchise and transition tags. So get a quick nap in and then get going.
Yeah, we'll be in Indianapolis. We'll be in Indianapolis in 13 days. Like, let's not rush it along here.
I hear you, man. Absolutely. Well done, brother. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Adam Schefter, just burning the candle. Senior NFL insider for ESPN. He was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, we come back. We'll stay in the NFL, Maddie. An MVP vote that caused some controversy, and he backs it up. We'll tell you next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Last pass to Columbus Chill in the 26 F-150. Grab 2.9% APR financing for 60 months. With Beastly Power, all-wheel grip, and smart tech to conquer any weather. Capital Ford opens the gates for every credit story. Pre-approve online in seconds, zero drama. Fuel your 2026 fire. Charge to Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall, or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com. Hurry in. These deals are melting fast.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Hey, it's Anthony. So I was recently asked how I've been doing in my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. And I paused and I said, you know what? Pretty darn good. Because it reminded me what I was dealing with a couple years ago. My personal journey. I had plantar fasciitis, that horrible heel pain. If I was on my feet for a while, my lower back would be on fire. And now, honestly, none of that. Zero issues with my feet since I started wearing them. I have my Good Feet arch supports in every day. I feel supported. I feel aligned. And now that I feel better, it's made all the difference. I want to work out more. I want to go out more. Just be more active. I'm telling you, over the last couple of years, my health, my energy, my quality of life has all been affected in a really positive way. They've really helped me keep the pain away. The guys ask me all the time, do I really have them in today? Yes, I do, and I'll take my shoes off upon request to show you. Go take the free test walk. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road in Grove City. Get started at goodfeet.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes, it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Maddie's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
All right, so we just went through the old Hall of Fame controversy of enough voters not wanting to put Belichick and Kraft in on the first ballot and let them pay a little bit of a public shaming for their past with Spygate. And so call it what it is. Is it petty? Is it somewhat right to recall the fact that Belichick allegedly, or not even allegedly according to the NFL, was cheating? I guess it's okay to do that. Now, there are a lot of people that have personal stake in this and more emotion than I do. And those people might be Bill Polian and Tony Dungy and people that had to play against them and coach against them.
Take those L's against them.
So there's emotion involved. Yeah. But this one kind of came out of nowhere, and I didn't think it was going to get as much hit as it did. But and I guess it is good that Stafford, a lot of people now playing revisionist history, that it's good that Stafford won MVP this year because how bad Drake May was in the Super Bowl. That can you imagine if Drake May would have won the regular season MVP and then laid this egg in the Super Bowl? And I'm like, come on, let's not play those results.
No.
It was a regular season award. And he was really, really good. Now, I admitted on the air and to you that a lot of this was he's a young quarterback, that people didn't expect this soon, and he's getting points for that.
Yeah.
Where Stafford may have been getting points taken away for he's been there, done that. This is a lifetime achievement. But he also was getting points for doing it at the age he was doing it.
He had an amazing year, man.
So I think it was kind of balanced.
And the voters thought it was really balanced, too, because it was really close.
Was it one vote?
When it came to first place votes, Stafford got 24 of them AR, and Drake May got 23. And so I thought there was cases on both sides, and I'm completely with you that what we saw in the postseason, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you watch Drake May throughout the season, you absolutely, for me, I think would have come to the conclusion that he was no doubt a top 5 candidate for the MVP this year. And if we want to go down that road again, you can bring in the weapons and all of that. And there's no doubt in my mind that Drake May he didn't do more with less, but he did almost about the same amount of productivity with less than what Matthew Stafford had. But, yeah, you can't take anything away from Stafford. The arm is still electric. The connection between Puka and Devontae Adams was very special to watch, and he was balling from top to bottom. So at his age to have the season that he had, that's really impressive, to say the least.
Just for the same reason, you wouldn't just take a guy's postseason and say, well, he probably deserved MVP because he had a great postseason.
Correct.
Right? And a lot of people do want to extend the voting. I'm like, that's stupid. No. You don't even want to do it. You don't want to do that in college either. Because then people want to do that with the Heisman. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Then you're playing too much off of emotion.
And too much off successful teams.
Correct.
Like, that's a big problem because inherently you're always going to have the Heisman winner be the quarterback or the running back or a receiver on a team that goes all the way.
No, this year would have worked in college football. If they did that.
Absolutely.
It would have been fine.
But I guess you're splitting hairs when things are so close. And I love how people do want a tiebreaker and they use maybe championship games. But I would not want to do that. It's a regular season award. It's who was the best over the regular season. And you don't blame that player for not having team success. And you also give him points sometimes when he's had a great season, not on a great team. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes it doesn't work. Most of the time it doesn't work that way. You have to be on a good team to win it. But I looked at this one as an interesting one. So we've had Sam Monson on for years on this show. Mm-hmm. Years. And
does an awesome job covering the NFL. Really good job.
So I'll have to go back into who ripped him.
Everybody?
And now, but there was one. Everybody.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy?
No, there was somebody that ripped him. Oh, here it is. It was Randy Moss. Do you actually have the sound on this?
No.
Okay, well, you sent it to us. So
I did?
Yeah, you did.
I'll look at that.
You sent it. You sent us the sound on Randy talking about Belichick and Kraft. So I lied a little bit there. So Barstool put out a story that says, I'll read this verbatim. Mm-hmm. Okay. Quote, the same look at me dork that voted Justin Herbert for MVP also was the voter that ruined Jaden Daniels' unanimous Rookie of the Year last year. That was the headline on Barstool.
He voted for Brock Bowers, to whom it may concern.
And Sam Monson tweets in response to it, I was the Justin Herbert vote. Mm-hmm. And he writes, the guy had the worst offensive line in the NFL all season, and despite that, he was working miracles in almost every single game. Stafford's O-line became 2/5 as bad as Herbert's for 5 minutes, and he became a turnover howitzer. He embodied value.
What he values, I think, in his, obviously he just touched on a little bit of it, is when you look at the Chargers, they rolled out 25 different offensive line combinations this year. The Chargers still won double-digit games and got to the playoffs in a pretty tough division. Right? In the AFC West, like outside of the Raiders, the Chiefs and the Broncos and how good they were. And so in his mind, he's going by, I think, the true definition of what an MVP is. The most valuable player to his team, and also a team that wasn't a team that won 7 games or 6 games or whatever it was. They won 11 games this year. And so I wouldn't have voted for Herbert, but his explanation, I can understand why somebody's mind would go there, especially when you grind the tape the way that he does and all of those things. And so it obviously wasn't a popular thing to do, but him backing what he did and laying it out the way that he did, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. But again, that wouldn't have been my vote.
I like the fact that he was true to himself, that he looked at this as an MVP that wasn't a runaway. Now, I know a lot of people in the betting sites thought it was a two-man race.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a clear MVP. No one was going to get robbed. Like if Drake May got it, Stafford wouldn't have been robbed.
No.
Nor did Drake May get robbed by Stafford winning. So I think the MVP is a very hard thing to determine anyway. Because like he said, the focus is on value, which is impossible to evaluate with so many things that are dependent on that in a team game. He feels that he overcame more than anybody else in the league and did it in pretty good fashion on a team that was a competitive team. So the fact that Barstool just ripped him a new one.
That's what they do over there.
Yeah, like I don't now, when you're the only guy on the ledge a little bit, or the first guy through the wall always gets bloody. Like he was the one, but the fact that he backed it up,
from it.
He didn't run from it.
10 toes down.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess did they out him in the article? I never really saw that, whether he had to admit it or not. I don't know, because they just wrote that headline.
Yeah,
so they must have known who it was.
I don't know how that becomes public.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so he backed it up. Yep. Anyway, I didn't think it was the worst thing, but, man, they really took him behind the woodshed there. All right, we're going to come back and top of the hour, and it's the ultimate praise from the ultimate coach. We'll tell you that next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. Valentine's Day is about getting it right. When it comes to jewelry, you don't guess, you go to Diamond Seller. Nearly 80 years of trusted experts, luxury collections, and no pressure. Guy to guy, they make it easy. This Valentine's Day, shop Diamond Seller, Sawmill Road, Easton, or DiamondSeller.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Are you looking for the best deal on TRT? At Synergenics and Low T Center, you get powerful TRT dosed for your body and get it covered by insurance. It's TRT that actually works with your body. And this February, they're offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. So don't miss this opportunity now. It's the best time. Go to Synergenics.com or LowTCenter.com and book today. Don't wait.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom. Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood. Our owner? Free oil changes along with alignment on any 4-tire purchase. And Michelin's up to $100 off? Yeah. Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling. But the Wood family is behind all this. Oh, those rascals. But don't tell the accountants. Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Michelin's and save up to $100 more. See store for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you a question. Has the insulation in your windows failed? How would you know? Well, one way to tell is if you're running the heat this winter way more often than you normally do. That could be a sign that that insulation has failed and you need new windows. Talk to the pros at Window Nation to find out what they can do to help.
In fact, they've got a great deal going now. You can get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And as an added benefit, you'll get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient, you actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you won't have to live with broken windows again. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale and get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. You already know. Go to windownation.com now for a free consultation. That's windownation.com.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Ah, college. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of The Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State men's hoops looks to boost its NCAA tournament resume when it hosts 18-6 USC tonight at 6:30. ESPN's latest bracketology labeled the Buckeyes as the first team out. Coverage of the Fan starts at 5:30. College football, Ohio State added former Notre Dame kicker Marcello Diometti. He joins Baylor transfer Connor Hawkins and high schooler Cooper Peterson as OSU's third newcomer to the position. NBA, Cavaliers host the Wizards tonight at 7 and James Harden's home debut. Cavs look to win 5 straight, but will still have Evan Mobley, Dean Wade, and Max Strus out with injury. Baseball, Reds begin spring training today from Goodyear, Arizona. They'll start Cactus League play February 22nd versus the Mariners. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Now you can watch Rothman and Ice.
Go to YouTube and search 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman is wearing the pancake makeup, so you might as well watch. Back to Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program. Getting some ins and outs this hour. A little bit of a off-the-mountain Olympic story that has captivated the world. We'll get to that. And then the ultimate praise as we revisit college football with former Buckeye coach Urban Meyer. He was talking about Indiana's football deal. And this has been, now, they're on the verge of being the best story in the history of sports based on what they were before he got there and then what this era was able to produce and what he was able to produce. And I've taken not offense at it, but I'm just wondering if it dilutes what he did when people say, if this can be done, then it can be done anywhere. Well, I like the phrase in itself, meaning that nothing is impossible because you thought Indiana winning a title would be impossible. In fact, if I even told you 5 years ago, let alone 25 or 30, that Indiana University would win a national title in football.
Like, I'm not saying
there wouldn't be a sports book 5 years ago that would have even, there wouldn't have been a number they could put on it. We talked about this.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about what they were before he took over. So, and Tom Allen had it at least, like every now and then, like they could win some games.
There was
like
an 8-win season in there.
6-2, but he went to the bowl games and lost. And then Then he was 2-10, 4-8, 3-9. Here's the Big Ten record of Indiana over the final 3 years of Tom Allen: 0-9, 2-7, 1-8.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That is tough.
What is that? 3-24?
Something like that. Yeah, that's tough.
And so here's the part of the story that I think is interesting. It's not that nobody would have taken the job. Indiana would have paid some money for a coach to come in there and coach their football team. Like somebody who wasn't really a big name would have said, I'll take it. But I started to think to myself, who really would want that? And then if they did want it, why would they, what would be wrong with them if they went in and said what he said? Now, because most of the time, and maybe this is just my personality, and maybe you align with it as well. If I'm taking that job, I am all about managing expectations. I'm not about like saying we can't, but I'm not going all in on we're definitely going to.
It'd be like a golfer hopping on the PGA Tour that was like, I don't know, like a rookie, right? And the first thing he does is he starts calling out Scotty Scheffler and Rory and those type of guys. You'd be like, oh,
yeah,
this dude's he's a little crazy.
No
he's
hedge, no managing
right.
expectations.
And that was Signetti, I think at a basketball game, calling out Ohio State, calling out Michigan. You had the Google Me comments.
Purdue was the first.
And all of that, right? And so, like, you're setting that type of tone, and that's like, oh, this guy, he doesn't give a you-know-what.
Yeah. So there was a story that went around about 15, 16 years ago. He's sitting in a meeting, Signetti, with Saban. And watching Saban, because that's, from 07 to 10, that's where he really got to, that was the great internship in a way, right? Mm-hmm. You get to be in the presence of one of the most successful guys.
Yeah.
And I guess Nicky said, hey, there's an opening for a head coach at Kent State. Anybody want it? And, do you want me to put your name in for it or give you a reco? And I guess the hand that got raised was Curt Signetti. And he didn't get the job, and he winds up going to IU of Pennsylvania, ironicely. And
an IUPUI? That's not
no, that's Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay.
I don't know, Matty. Who knows?
Exactly.
So he goes to Elon, wherever that is, and then James Madison, and obviously he wins and wins and wins.
You know where Elon is?
No, I really don't. I never
Ice?
even...
Elon is in...
Ice, I'll play your theme music if you get it right.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, man. If you were going to do that, I might have...
Elon. No, I see you typing on the keyboard. Rothman, you are out.
I'm out of it. I'm recusing myself. Yeah.
Elon
Which state?
In...
I can narrow it down to two. I'm pretty sure I know which one.
Okay, well, now I get it. Now it makes sense.
That alone gave it away?
No.
He's Googled it already.
I Googled it. Google me.
Elon is in South Carolina?
Rothman, I want to say North Carolina.
You got the Carolina wrong.
Dang.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, man. I was close,
Yeah.
man. Play my theme music anyway. Play it anyway.
Great theme music. Whenever we get an excuse to play it, I think play it.
Dang, so it was North Carolina.
It was North Carolina.
Dang it, man. Okay.
My goodness. All right, over, under.
Oh, this is me and Ice as a team.
I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to give you an over and under.
No, we got our tandem theme music ready.
That's right. I'm going to see who gets closer.
Closest to the pin?
Oh,
that's right.
That's me versus you.
Close to the pin wins. The students, the undergrads, how many undergrads, not postgrads, how many students are undergrads at Elon College? Is it a college?
Or either that or
Elon
university.
College.
Tough question.
In
like at one time or
North Carolina.
Like right now?
Right now. What is their undergrad?
Price is Right rules?
Gotta be.
No, not prices. I hate that.
I know.
No, closest to.
I'll say
he's one over and you're 400 off. He's not losing.
I'll say 15.5 thousand. 15.5.
Okay, I'll go. See, AR asking this is a trick. Feels like the number's going to be fairly light. I'm going to go 11,500.
You guys are both really high.
Oh, there you go again.
Who's closest to the pin?
That's right. 6,300.
Diamonds
By
dancing
the way,
on me.
I've been working on my theme music.
I love to hear this.
It's a stupid exercise because you could spend months trying to.
Those are the best, though.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
And you can
rabbit holes to
rotate
go
them
down.
if you get tired of hearing one.
That's right.
Although if you get tired of hearing one, it means you write a lot.
I told him what they are. I gave him 3 just to start.
Okay.
And then
You're going to have to run these by me. I love
Friday.
You get the final say in this, but yeah, at some point in time.
All right. That'll give me a chance to maybe replace him already. Anyway, so back to Cignetti. So he goes to IU of Pennsylvania, and supposedly, or reportedly, he took a 60% pay cut. I mean, this story, I think his story is more than just what's been said. And his father was a Hall of Famer. He certainly had coach DNA and all that. And 3-24, 3 straight those losing seasons. And who would want that job? And then maybe I could understand why people would want the job because it was his first chance to get a decent job in a big conference. Yeah. But it was trying to convince people like me. He always said when he was asked that question about what are your expectations or what's the biggest challenge here at Indiana? And I remember his answer being something to the effect of changing people's minds. It really wasn't about getting talent. Now, that was part of it. But Cignetti's approach, from what I've gathered and people I've talked to, was that and we'll ask Bob about this at 2 o'clock, that in this era of paying for potential, Cignetti was more into paying for production. And what I mean by that is proven people that he knew, 13 of them transferred from JMU with him, so they won with him and they knew what he expected. Number 2, it would be good player Matty Ice. You played. Minimal injury history. Minimal injury history.
Yeah.
Okay? So I can't have anything that was catastrophic that I think might come back to haunt me. So if I have proven production, not potential, guys that have won with me, guys that I know, minimal injury history, and are you a multi-year starter? I don't want to go to a school and find the guy who's behind the guy at Ohio State, even though people are like, that's not my thing. Like, he may be good enough to be on Ohio State, but if he's not starting or if he doesn't have multiple-year starter. So he had kind of a 3-pronged attack. So it gave him this confidence when he went to Indiana that I don't have to sit here and manage expectations. You're all in. Like, he has a perfectionist attitude. And what I want to ask Bobby at the top of the hour is, are most coaches perfectionists where they just demand? Because I would always respond to a coach more of, I wanted the encouragement. I wanted you're doing a good job.
It seems to me like a lot of them are, because
that coach through fear and intimidation and demand.
I don't even know if I think you can have that
might
guy.
Be better.
I think you can have the guy that maybe quote more of a player's coach, but a lot of times they are like, you've heard of plenty of press conferences where a team can have a really, really good day, and the coach will say, "Yeah, but this." Right? And so I think they're always chasing that perfection, right? You can have your offense have a very clean day, defense have a very clean day, but something that happened on special teams may bother that coach. And so I think a lot of them try to be perfectionists, and I think that can trickle down to your players to just always be chasing something, always be chasing as good as we can be. You're never going to be perfect, but if you have that as a mentality, then you're always going to be driven, I think, to be the best player, coach, scout, whatever you can be.
You know the history of Notre Dame. You know Frank Leahy taking over for Rockne and changing to the T formation and all that, and him saying supposedly he was as demanding as anybody, demanded perfection, like every blade of grass. Like this guy was the perfectionist. And some of the greatest have been. When we come back, you'll hear Urban Meyer talk about Cignetti in that way, plus ins and outs. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service for a full synthetic oil change for just $74.99. Plus, earn $7 toward your next service with Duramax dollars. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends February 28th. See store for details.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. With Valentine's Day coming up, there's
something I've been meaning to ask you.
Jerry, you're not gonna, open up to me about anything, are you?
Oh, no. We're good.
I mean, I love you like a brother, buddy. I just...
ECO. I was just wondering if we were going to do anything for our customers this Valentine's Day to show them how much we care.
Right.
And with February being a little chilly still, maybe we can help them turn up the heat in the bedroom.
Say what now?
If things are feeling a little chilly, we can help you crank up the heat.
Jerry, if you mean repair a struggling furnace or heat pump, we can totally do that. And if you wake up with no heat, we have crews standing by who can be there the day you call.
Great. That's what I meant. Wait, what else would I have meant by turn up the heat in the bedroom?
Your innocence is downright charming, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case costs. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Do you have an oak tree in your yard? The Ohio Chapter International Society of Arboriculture is committed to advancing responsible tree care practices while preventing a fungal disease called oak wilt. They remind those who own and manage oak trees the best time to prune is November to early March. To find out more, there are over 1,000 qualified tree experts in Ohio. To find an ISA certified arborist in your area, visit treesforohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
After quite the warm day yesterday, a big change today with mostly cloudy skies and highs struggling to get just above the freezing mark and gusty winds. For tonight, mostly cloudy with overnight lows down into the 20s. And then for Thursday, expect skies to stay mostly cloudy with our highs right around or just above freezing. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
Jose Feliciano, you got no complaints there. All right, TLC, what do you got?
All right, well, let's pay off on the T's. That's priority number one. So we're talking about Signetti. And so here is Urban Meyer via the triple option talking about that.
That's the greatest coaching job I have ever witnessed in my lifetime. What him and his staff, and it's not just him. He has 2 coordinators, been with him for 9 years.
Yep.
And you know this. Pete Carroll went through it. Nick Saban went through it. I went through it, is when you start losing your coaches. Because those guys should be head coaches. What they've done, if they're not, was it Mike Shanahan and then Brian Haynes, the defense coordinator, who, by the way, worked for me at Ohio State, those guys, what they did, I'm telling you, the best coaching job I've seen.
All right, so I guess the question is, are you in or out on that being the best coaching job ever?
He just lost his quarterback's coach, by the way. Indiana did.
He went to the NFL?
He did. He went to the Falcons? No, he went Tampa.
Okay, down there with Baker and the gang. No, I'm glad Urban brought that up because I think that's also a part of, you mentioned the players that he brought in, but even the camaraderie and chemistry within the staff, and Cignetti knowing what he's getting from his coordinators, and those guys, look, they just signed up some new deals, both Shanahan and Haynes. We'll see how long they stick around. They're going to be coveted coaches for sure, especially if Indiana continues some of the success that we've seen them build over the last couple of years. But yeah, it's got to be up there, no doubt. You know, it's one of the best, if not the best, coaching jobs we've seen in the sport for sure. When you laid out the history of where Indiana was and how quickly this has happened, and not them just getting to the playoff and maybe winning a game or two. They just won the national championship. And so he's absolutely deserving of being in that inner circle of conversations when we bring up some of the best coaching jobs the sport has ever seen.
We've seen some in the last 25 years when we've just seen some at the pro level. We've seen stuff at the college level at Baylor, and we've seen stuff at the NBA level. I'm glad he said it because I think it's tough in this era. I had a buddy of mine. We're having this conversation real quickly, not to hijack the segment, just for 30 seconds, that we were talking about Ohio State basketball, and he said, man, they could have had Calipari. And I said, you know, I'm wondering whether or not in this era that, because he would have brought talent. I said, you know what brings talent now? Cash. I don't know if the big name coach spending $7-8 million on a coach and then finding millions for the players. I don't know if the big name coach
here,
automatically gets the talent. I think the money gets the talent. If you're investing in a coach like that, it would be counterintuitive not to invest in the players.
I think if Calipari was here, now Diebler's doing a pretty good job recruiting, but I think with Cal's one and done track record, I think for me there would have been more of that in waves with Cal. That's just my take.
I'm semi out on that. If you get the legendary coach, you automatically get the talent in this era.
I think you have to have a healthy balance of both, but I think having that name represent your brand, I think can add some life to certain programs, and you can attract maybe some more high-end players. That's just my take.
TLC, up next.
Up next, we have a response from Bishop and Friends from the beard off that we discussed yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So they played our audio of us responding to the initial topic.
Okay.
And so here is their response to what we said yesterday. This was earlier today on the show.
One of my favorite things is AR was really excited for the athletic challenge portion of it. He was really hoping it was an athletic challenge. Knowing AR the way that I do, an athletic challenge for him would be golf or tennis, of which we would have no chance. Because I believe that at one point he was in a mixed doubles team with Chrissy Everett. I think that happened. Yeah, they dated. So here's the problem, though. Like, with all due respect to Cole's beard growing abilities, there's no chance that he's like Reese. Reese is Wolverine. He could grow a full beard in 6 hours. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I could understand why, Rothman was hesitant. The three don't match up.
Do
you want to see Mike Tyson box a child? Like, that's what we're doing here in that sense.
Yeah, Cole may be able to grow a beard fast, but it's not as full as any of ours. No way.
And again, I maintain that Cole's not growing a beard. Cole's just not shaving.
All right, so I rethought this, and we don't even show up to this fight unless you lead us. I feel like you would have to carry us.
See, here's the thing, though, that I think we're missing, or they're missing in this, is that they're going with just the girth of a beard. I'm going with the cleanliness of a beard and how it looks when it's put together. And good line by E, by the way, the Mike Tyson. I like that. That was some good trash talk. I like that from him. But I like our fight in this still. And I talked to Eric Reeser, before the show, and he's already waving the white flag, and here's why. He said the lady in his life right now is saying the beard's got to go before this weekend for Valentine's Day. He's going to mustache only. And so, I don't know.
What? That was a request?
Yeah, she wants. I think that's a thing right now. I think some of the ladies out there are liking the mustache only look.
I've met a girl before who was like mustache crazy, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I think it's in right now. Kind of not the Raleigh fingers look the way are, but I think like
that'd be the handlebar.
The mustaches are in right now, but he said he's shaving the beard there. But they feel confident on their side. I feel confident on our side that when we get our beards together and get them lined up and crispy, they look a lot better than theirs.
I don't
like that you're not.
I can't Signetti this thing. Like I feel like.
But
you'd
first
have to
of all, can you
carry
address?
us.
Did you play in a doubles team with Chrissy Everett?
That's erroneous. Yeah, I've played in some events, but not with her.
He said you guys dated.
I did.
Well,
okay, that's ridiculous.
I knew that was a stretch.
I played against,
but I actually thought playing with each other was
in the Big Ten, in the Big Bear Legends tournament when they came to New Albany back in '94.
Okay,
I did play with Jimmy Connors.
Fire the gong.
Oh, my.
Yeah, fire the gong.
And God rest his soul, Vitas Gerulaitis.
Fire it twice.
All right. So I think you'd have to carry us.
I think you're underestimating what you have going on right now.
I think this is Michael Jordan and the Jordan-airs.
No.
This is I've seen.
I'm Luke Longley. Your
Bose looks great. His is very clean. Eric's is.
Eric's is out of control is what it is.
Out of control?
Yeah, it's out of control.
Oh, I think
his beard is out of control. I don't think you get credit for an out of control
thick
beard.
and lustrous.
No. You're underestimating, I think, what you're bringing.
Chocolate brown with auburn highlights.
What you're bringing to the table right now, though, AR,
is Old Man River looking like a wire-haired terrier.
TLC, we can't even get support from our own teammate in here. He's already bending the knee. I don't like this, AR. You're already bending the knee to 9 to noon. We love
this
them.
Would need to be coached up so much.
I told you. Come with me to the barbershop.
That would be the only way that's getting done.
I reject the idea that I'm just simply not shaving because I did get the neck taken care of. So I at least have shaven something in the past few days. Now, I'm still in between. I need a few more weeks, and then I can like fade it and stuff and like style it. So give me a little bit of time.
Okay.
But I'm in the in between stage. So by the time that I have that, Reese will then be in mustache Valentine's mode. And so then this entire thing is going to flip here in a couple days.
Let me ask you guys this. Uncle Bo off the top starts talking about athletic things, and he mentioned you probably going to golf and tennis.
I'm doing more than that.
Was he alluding to that he believes they can take us in some other athletic stuff?
They said that they could hang with us in like baseball if we had like a batting practice off or something.
No, we're cooking them.
Baseball?
We are cooking them in baseball.
Baseball.
They don't want any of this static. No. I would
Manny,
love
I tweeted out a year ago my batting practice with the Clippers.
They don't want that.
No, it was
hold on.
Probably 20 years ago.
I'm
but
letting you get away with that.
Yeah, fire it off.
You haven't seen the video?
That's 3 gongs for you in a segment, by the way.
Clay and the
gong off.
And the Amber Theo Harris.
I've seen that. I
mean, even the guys at the Clippers were like, this could be Roy Hobbs.
They don't want.
Where have you been? Batting practice tomorrow. Be there. I have been every day.
I'm telling you, man. If that's what they want to do, we can find a batting cage, and that will be a landslide in favor of Rothman and Ice in a batting cage.
They come and they go, Hobbs. They come and they go.
Come and they go, Hobbs. They come and they go.
Okay. I'm sending shots back at them.
Hey, man.
I love them, but I'm sending shots back.
We did the research on that one day that me, you, and Dylan Tyre were in here.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas Worthington, they followed us on Twitter.
They did.
BP, aiming for left field.
I'm coaching a couple of their kids over there at Ripple Baseball.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guys at Thomas Worthington.
Ask them if left field is still, because I think
it's not. They told me they remodeled their field.
No, man.
That's what some of the kids were telling me up there.
Okay. Now we need to go to Hartley. I think Hartley's got a really short left center. Like, it's jutted inward or something.
I'm a line drive hitter. I'm not going to be.
Play the siren.
Swinging for the fences.
Jutted in?
Jutted? Really?
Jetted in or jutted? Is it jutted in?
Jutted.
I think it jets in.
By the way, you had one earlier that I really liked. And I forget what it was. It wasn't like total big word alert, but you had one that you had some good wordplay that I liked.
What's jutted in? Like, what's jut? That's new for me. Jutted in?
I thought it was a
Oh, okay. I thought
J-U-T.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm saying it correctly.
I thought, is this like the debutante? The way he said
I was
debutante?
Right.
He was technically right.
Yeah, but you said it like.
Take the E off the end.
Yeah, but you said it like with an E. Like you said it as
I said it with
Dylan's
an
coming
E.
and he's gonna be a debutante. Like
I need a definition on jutted though. I do though.
It juts in,
Okay.
maybe, or it jets in.
One of those words that you can't really define without using the self word in the definition.
Jutted, extend out over or beyond the main body or line of something.
It juts inward, like it is the line,
Okay.
but it juts in.
Point on the board for you.
All right,
Point on the board for you.
Point for you with the French Ripplers.
I wish I remembered what
By the
word
way,
you said.
all you parents out there listening that have a kid playing baseball, send them to Ripple Baseball. We'll get them right. Shout out to my guy, Ryan.
The Dairy Ripple.
Ripple
We
Baseball.
all go to the Dairy Ripple after the game. Cokes and hot dogs on Maddie. All right, we're
What
going
movie?
Major League.
No.
Only because it's on up here right now.
It's
Actually, it's
one of
Major
my
League
favorites, maybe original.
League of Their Own.
No.
Mr. 3000.
And we did hit 17 foul balls.
42.
Nope.
The Sandlot.
Wild thing.
Three of our runners almost managed to make it to first base, and we did hit 17 foul balls. That's right. Cokes and hot
Bad
dogs
News
on
Bears.
me.
Bad News Bears. Got it.
Well done.
We just had to keep going down that old baseball rabbit hole. We would get there eventually.
All right. So the Olympic story that has caught fire has nothing to do with achievement. We'll tell you that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Ready to supercharge your 2026? Level up to the Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR and $3,250 cash incentives. All credit fits. Capital Ford pre-qualifies you quickly. Why settle? Upgrade today at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Working your way through that home projects list? More flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Call the Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
I'm Jay Plyburn, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. Not long ago, my wife Whitney and I packed up a camper van, hit the road, and spent months exploring national parks and small-town farmers markets, having the adventure of a lifetime. Now my goal is to help you start your day feeling informed and ready for what's ahead. From the impact of state and local decisions to breaking news from Dublin to Delaware, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once ran the table on the World 9-Ball champion. Coincidentally, Maddie is out looking for a magic 8-ball. Signs point to this is Rothman and Ice.
You ever broken up with somebody and realize you probably shouldn't have, or things didn't go well post breakup in your free agency, and you realize that you probably blew it and you try to get back?
Oh, so you're
just
describing the one that got away? Is that what this is?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Now,
yeah, that's happened.
What happened here is very interesting.
Well, real quick though, has that happened for either one?
Oh
of
yeah,
you?
definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've messed up something that would have turned into like the real thing.
They messed it up, huh?
Honestly, no.
All right, how about this? Let's not play like total results. Have you ever felt like you wanted to get back together with somebody you broke up with?
Yes.
Not for the right reasons, but yes.
Okay, that's
okay for that. That late night text.
Not laying you down on the couch here. Just
he's talking about that "you up" text. AR, you ever fire off a couple of those?
No, I'm talking about getting back together.
Where you've been lonely for a while.
That's what he's talking about, though.
When you've been lonely for a while, like eventually your standards start to change a little bit, but you got to get back to what your original plan was at some point.
I think a lot of us have fired off a couple "you up" texts.
Yeah, be like, hey,
it happens. It happens.
Been a while.
Been
a while for you too.
A Norwegian biathlete won his a bronze medal.
Okay. Nice little day at the office. Not bad.
Yeah. So he decided to take the ultimate L, which is public humiliation or public remorse.
Okay.
Not just saying it to her, but you're saying it to the world. I think that has some impact.
Okay. So
I do.
So a Cersei Lannister walk of shame in front of the whole city, in front of the whole world. Just doing it that way.
Yeah. So he's in the Nordic skiing event, and that's what. So it's cross country. Biathlete's pretty cool. Cross country, and then the rifle, and and all that. There's a great.
It doesn't move me.
Really?
No.
Oh, there's a great scene in. Was it the opening of The Spy Who Loved Me? I think it was. James Bond movie. They're doing some biathlete work.
Not Austin Powers?
No, not The Spy Who Shagged Me. Norwegian biathlete Sturla Holm Legreid admits to cheating on his girlfriend after winning a bronze medal at the Winter Olympics.
Okay.
He broke down in tears as he talked about, quote, the worst week of his life. And
is this in English?
Well, do you have the sound? Because most of it's not. No, it's not in English.
It's not.
I
okay.
can read the
I'm
subtitles.
gonna need you to translate because I know that you're good with Scandinavian language.
Yeah. Patrick Laine, I'll finish this way. Kiitos paljon, Onya.
Yeah, that was close enough.
Close enough, right? Listen, I like to finish up strong, but I'm not a finished product yet.
Oh.
And now you and I can always say we had a private conversation.
Oh yeah, that works.
I forgot about the finished line at the end. You were on one right there.
I really was. I don't know. I think it was that this is probably the one time we'll have Patrick Laine on the program. And
yes, blanket.
So, yeah, wow.
Oh, hey.
We have an injury, folks. We have an injury.
Hey.
I think he may have lost a cuspid.
Ice, what were you eating?
I did have a walnut right before we came back from break.
There we go.
Paulie walnuts.
That's my bad, fellas. Sorry about that. Snuck up on you, boy.
Do you have the sound that you're going to play?
Oh, no.
Or do you just want me to read it?
I wanted you to read it.
All right, so they're asking him how he felt, and he's like, this is huge. And he goes, it's my first Olympic medal, and I want to thank everyone who's helped me along the way. And the great day of skiing, my whole family for supporting me. And then he pauses and goes, and there's someone I want to share this with who may not be watching today. And he's now starting to tear up. I met the love of my life, 6 months with the most beautiful, wonderful person in the world. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and cheated on her. And that's all I've been thinking about for a week. And it's been the worst week of my life. Now, this guy just won a bronze medal. And he's crying. So he goes, so I had a gold medal in life. And I'm sure there are many people out there now who see me in a different light. But I only have eyes for her.
He definitely wrote that before.
And I'm not quite sure what I want to say here now.
He definitely did.
I don't know.
There's no way that's off the dome.
I think
there's no way that's off. It's too timely for him to have that gold medal ball.
By the way, the greatest line, I've had a gold medal in life.
Scripted.
And there probably are people looking, I think this was.
You think that's a freestyle off the dome?
I think he's been thinking about her in that way. And then when he won and the mic was on him, he's like, this is the moment. So he's at the most emotional high and the emotional low of his life. So it's a twister. And now he's there trying to hang on.
Did you watch the second Twister real quick?
I haven't.
I heard the most recent one was
the
pretty
first
good.
one.
Yeah.
Little storm
Sorry
chasers.
to get us off track, but yeah.
I think he was in the middle of his own personal hurricane of life. Like, this was as good as my life is ever going to be, and I should feel a lot better. I mean, I won the bronze medal, and I couldn't feel worse. And the fact that he did this, now he's going to get you-know-what. Like, they're going to crush him for this. And I'm going to be the one guy that says this is exactly what he needed to do, and he may never get her back. if he does, it'll be the greatest thing he ever did. If he doesn't get her back, it'll still be great because they'll have no regrets on it. He'll have the regret of cheating on her, but he won't have the regret of this has to show her. This public humiliation and falling on the sword here all that.
Yeah.
Falling on the ski pole.
Is that worth it, though?
It is worth it to him.
It's
he took
only
a chance.
worth it if they get back together.
He may never get back.
The funny thing is that he started with, she's probably not even watching this, but I just have a message for the universe.
U.S. Weekly has a quote from her.
He knows
I got
that
an
it
update.
would get to her.
Yeah.
I got an update.
Oh.
A quote from U.S. Weekly /USmagazine.com. I did not choose to be put in this position, and it hurts to have be put in it. We have had contact, and he is aware of my opinion on this, end quote. So that's her stance right now. I don't think this worked.
There's no way she's going to run back into his arms after he said this. That's not what I'm saying. This is a great first step if he thinks that this was the one love of his life that's going to go away. He's moving, he's doing what he can.
He is doing what he can.
He may always pay for this.
I don't like the calculation of the gold medal line in there. That's too calculated for me. That's not authentic. To me, it's not. And so I'd be like, all right, because here's where I'm at anyway. Like, I wouldn't care when somebody cheats on me. You're done. You're kind of dead in my eyes anyway. So I'd kind of enjoy you being publicly shamed more so than me thinking that I'm going to sympathize with you and run it back and spin the block. I'm not going to do that. So I'm a little bit more petty when it comes to this stuff. You wouldn't get anything from me if I were her, if this was reversed and this was my life. So I'd be good. I'd be good on it.
In Seinfeld, Elaine thinks she was dating some homeless guy or didn't have a job or whatever. And they were in the back alley where they were like throwing out like the pastries or whatever. And he looks at her and he goes, "You're the bear claw in the garbage bag of my life." And I feel like that's maybe what he played here. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that in what was supposed to be the best week of his life professionally, was the worst week of his life personally. And those two worlds collided. And he felt like that was the one thing I could show her, that if it never works, that at least I just put myself out there for every bit of ammunition that I deserve, and that maybe one day she would take him back.
He gets a couple brownie points from me for that. There is something to doing something when you don't have to on a public stage, especially like this, where there's a little respect for me going out to him. I hope it works. I don't think it's going to work based off of her tone in those quotes.
So here's the problem.
She can't just answer that right away, though, in a very positive way. She has to disclaim it. I'm not saying she's lying. What I'm saying is she can't just let him have that be the instant snapback. Now the work begins for him.
You got to let him marinate in a little bit.
Yeah, like that was the headline. Now the work begins.
Yeah,
like
if she's in, make him work for it.
I would bet on it.
That they get back together?
Yes.
Okay, my bet is I think they don't.
Well, I'm going to say they don't as
There's
well.
got to be some
if that quote's
predictive site that's going to put that out there, right?
From U.S. Weekly or Us Weekly, whichever one it's called.
However you say it.
But here's the problem. He just told every woman. He just told every woman in the world that he's a cheater.
He doesn't want any other woman.
No. But he's
saying he might be single for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to go out either.
What you're saying is
I'm saying is if that doesn't work,
it's tough to have that attached.
What you're saying is you shouldn't have put that on your resume.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Correct.
I see what you're saying.
Like if you're gonna do that, it has to work. If it doesn't, now you just ruined your chance, not just with her, but with potential suitors later.
Because you're the cheater now.
Yeah.
Well, then all he has to do is go into the pool of former cheaters.
Oh,
so it's a tie.
There's got to be a pool out there for that.
I'm sure it's a fairly large pool.
That's
I
right.
mean, there's a dating app for that.
That's right.
Cheaters.
Right.
Hey, that show
There's
used to
a
be
TV
crazy.
show for
Yeah,
that.
Cheaters. They still making that anymore?
No,
There's no way that's done, right? Okay. Yeah, that was shows.
Unless everybody knows where they stand going in. We come back, Buckeye Bulletin. I'll tell you where we stand with this Buckeye basketball team. They got to win. We'll talk about it next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Stop yelling at your radio for 5 seconds. This is actually important. President's Day weekend, February 14th through the 16th. It's the Heated Indoor RV Show at RCD RV. You heard right. Heated, indoor. You're not freezing. Free admission, free parking. Hundreds of RVs, thousands in savings this weekend only. This is the last chance RV show savings. All indoor at RCD RV, which means you can shop in comfort. If you've ever thought, man, I should buy an RV, this is the weekend. Go to rcdrv.com for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? It's because the insulation in your windows has failed. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows and big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Act now and you get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. When your window insulation fails, usually due to old or cheap materials, all of your window's energy efficiency disappears. The result, a house that is cold in the winter and hot in the summer. The worst part is they could have failed years ago and you wouldn't even know about it. Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient that you'll actually save money on your utility bills. Plus, they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you won't have to live with broken windows again. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale and get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. Visit windownation.com now for a free consultation.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No. We'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free plus an extra 10% off from windownation.com.
Said to Maddie during the break that I wonder, this didn't happen in the Olympic Village, did it? Where like what happens in the Olympic Village stays in the Olympic Village. It sounded to me like maybe this was from months ago.
Okay.
I said 3 months ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, so he did. This was not this week.
Yeah, because I remember the whole Kobe Bryant situation where he got caught up in some legal stuff, right? At the Olympic Village where he was, doing some things as a husband you're not supposed to be doing. So, yeah, that has been a thing. I've also heard rumors that, they provide at the Olympic Village, protection. A lot of those, I think, are floating around there, too. So, yeah.
Well, it is an international event.
Yeah, you got a lot of young, attractive athletes in the prime of their career getting around each other. You can imagine, what pops off there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress.
Did you see the Kevin Garnett clip?
No, what'd he say?
Oh, he was telling a story on a podcast that, like, in the 04 Olympics, someone just came in, like, somebody, like, from the Olympics came in, just dumped thousands of condoms on the table.
That's what I've heard as well.
Like,
I've heard that as well.
Yeah. Be protected.
Yeah. And another little tidbit of the story.
No
yeah. In a statement issued by the Norwegian team, he acknowledged that he may have chosen the wrong time to bring up personal matters, and he did apologize to the gold medal winner and his teammate.
We actually have sound from that statement.
Yitos Palionia.
That's right. That's
exactly what he said.
Took away from his teammate's spotlight, huh? Because that is the story now coming out.
He said, I deeply regret that I brought up the personal story on what was a joyous day for the Norwegian biathlon.
He wanted that old thing back.
But he said, I'm not quite myself today, and I'm not thinking clearly. I tell you, this was a very human moment. I'm not absolving him of what he did.
Yeah.
He did what he did. And there may be some mistakes you never stop paying for, and that may be one of them. But he made a pretty damn good first step using his medal speech to admit that he cheated on his girlfriend, on the love of his life.
It was definitely an emotional moment for him. Let me ask you guys this.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right, new angle. Is there any chance that he just embarrassed that girl by telling the entire world that he cheated on her?
Yeah, that was a risk.
Because I know that we're trying to, like, give him credit for at least copping to it, but he also just publicly humiliated not just himself but her.
Well, and it makes it tougher eventually if she does want to get back together with him. Then she'll look like she caved.
That's a good point,
to something that, and it makes her feel like that she's dropped her standards.
Because I'll tell you this,
so it is a risk.
Good point.
I've never been cheated on. If I ever were,
as far as you know,
I'd probably lie about it.
Come on,
Well, that's
the definition of it.
It's true.
I mean, you may not know.
Man,
you didn't say anything incorrect.
No, he didn't. Hey, what happened to the couple that got caught at that concert?
They did not make it.
Okay.
I think they both decided.
Because he was running a company, right? Like, he was CEO of a company. I forget what concert.
She was the human resources.
Correct. And they were up on that Jumbotron. Okay.
But they both had, it's both had families and children, and, like, there was a lot more involved.
You talk about your heart dropping to the
and that's
floor.
why I told you. I think Pepsi parodied the ad in the Super Bowl with the polar bears. Ohio State USC. This is a bubble game. This is a big one tonight. We need to check the spread on this game.
Oh, yeah, I can get that for you.
This is a big one. So the Buckeyes have to bounce back, and they should, based on how badly they looked against Michigan. Now, no shame in losing to Michigan. It was the way they lost. Non-competitive, not physical enough, didn't fight enough. Michigan's a damn good basketball team. Couldn't win it all.
Fighting like the Hornets and the Pistons?
Well,
That's what you want to see?
No, I don't want to see that, but
7 games.
I want to see somebody get pushed around underneath the basket the way they did. So the Buckeyes, who have split their last 10 games, have a net ranking of 39. Now, considering, so you'll ask the right question of the presser. Well, what were they last year when they missed at this time? Considering they were 41 on Selection Sunday last year and missed the tournament for the 3rd straight year, the pressure is certainly mounting here. And he likes their minds. He likes the fact that they've responded all year. Maddie, what is the spread?
AR, my friend, I have for you Ohio State. Favored by 7.5. If you're interested in the money line aspect of this game, minus 360 in favor of Ohio State, plus 280 is the juice on USC side. So I'm looking for how Ohio State is going to crash the boards today, because Michigan did a really good job of dominating the boards, especially on the offensive side of the floor there, and I'm sure Coach Dealer, that had to frustrate the heck out of it. is just seeing his team give up second chance opportunity after second chance opportunity. So when the situation where Vegas is telling us they should win the game, and I think they will win this game, that's the one angle, just their level of juice that they're going to have to either on the defensive end or offensive end take away opportunities or create more opportunities for yourself and kind of help fend off USC right now, who's a kind of middle-of-the-pack Big Ten team.
They're number 48 in the net rankings, but they've won 3 straight, and Gilbert Arenas' kid is
Elijah,
back.
and he hit
he's
a game
back.
winner against Penn State, I believe,
right.
the other day. So,
at
that's
Penn State.
Pretty cool story, for sure, for Agent Zero's son.
T-Bone had a comment about this team on T-Bone and Tyvus this morning about how, I haven't heard this, but I saw the headline of it from the Fan, and that he believes that making the tournament, I believe, would only extend this subpar period of Ohio State basketball.
We have to acknowledge it is not in the best interest of Ohio State basketball to make the NCAA tournament this year. Stop rooting for it. We don't want it. We don't need it. They need to miss the tournament because that's the only way things are ever going to change around here is if we finally acknowledge where this program is and what it is. And if we make the tournament through some sheer stroke of luck or because the computers love this craptastic team, I don't have any desire to watch Bruce go, 5 of 13 and watch Junie Mobley miss 8 threes and watch Christoph Tilley get fouled out with 10 minutes to go in the second half by a good team, because that's what will happen if they make the NCAA tournament.
So my response to Jonathan would be, well, how many seasons do they need to miss the tournament before they are pressured to be better? They've already missed 3.
Yeah.
So this would be the 4th if they missed it. So how many do we need to stack for Ross Bjork to say, okay, I've had enough?
It's a fair question. I'm going to have to ask Bone. Hopefully he's here in the morning. They get up at the bright and early. You blame him for getting out of here. But does he think that that's rooted in some type of coaching change? I just would love to pick his brain a little bit more, because I just happen to think you need to get in the tournament at this point. No matter what happens in the result that happens in the first round, second round, whatever that is, you want that stamped on your resume as a program at this point, because to your point, it's been too many years running to where they haven't been dancing in the most important tournament of the year. So me personally, I would like to see them get in the dance and see what you could do there.
Maybe he thinks that one more year of not making it, they'd finally hit the embarrassment point. I'll have to ask him, because right now they have. And remember, this is Jake's only his second year, so I don't want to tab him with Holtman's last 2 years. That wouldn't be fair to him, even though he was a part of the staff. So he should get his runway. And now I think the bigger question is on, will they get enough talent? Will they be able to lure enough talent? And they're paying the guys on the team a pretty decent amount. I'm sure they paid them a lot to stick around. So I don't know where this is right now. He's right that this isn't something to be proud of.
No,
if you're
not
missing.
at all. Yeah.
And by the way, the dream of all dreams, you get in, you never know what'll happen. I think he thinks he does know what will happen. Right. Now, and he may be right, depending on what seed they are and who they would face. Yeah. It's a bigger conversation, so we'll get after that as well. Bobby Carpenter in studio next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Columbus winters got you down. Rise up in the Ford F-150. Slash through snow with 2.9% APR for 60 months and up to $3,250 bonus cash. Credit questions? We're ready. Pre-qualify today at CapitalFordColumbus.com.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Hey, it's Anthony. So I was recently asked how I've been doing in my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. And I paused and I said, you know what? Pretty darn good. Because it reminded me what I was dealing with a couple years ago. My personal journey. I had plantar fasciitis, that horrible heel pain. If I was on my feet for a while, my lower back would be on fire. And now, honestly, none of that. Zero issues with my feet since I started wearing them. I have my Good Feet arch supports in every day. I feel supported. I feel aligned. And now that I feel better, it's made all the difference. I want to work out more. I want to go out more. Just be more active. I'm telling you, over the last couple of years, my health, my energy, my quality of life has all been affected in a really positive way. They've really helped me keep the pain away. The guys ask me all the time, do I really have them in today? Yes, I do, and I'll take my shoes off upon request to show you. Go take the free test walk. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road in Grove City. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
It's really been amazing, the amount of people that I've had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
It's Timmy Hall and Common Man for Hollywood Casino Columbus, and all month long there's so much money to win.
You can win $1 million instantly, plus every week there's multiple ways to score big Penn Cash prizes.
And new members who sign up for the Penn Play app can win up to $2,026 in Penn Cash.
And you see the brunch items they still have at the Sportsbook restaurant? Biscoff stuffed French toast, Country Benedict.
Plus, on March 6th, we got Muay Thai and Championship Boxing tickets available on Ticketmaster.
Oh, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State men's hoops hosts USC tonight at 6:30. Buckeye captain Bruce Thornton enters 5 points behind Kelvin Ramsey for fifth on the school's all-time scoring list. Hear if he can do it on the Fan starting at 5:30. NBA Cavs look to win 5 straight when they host the Wizards tonight at 7 in James Harden's home debut. Olympics, Norway leads with 13 total medals, followed by 12 for Italy and 11 for the U.S., the latest being speed skater Jordan Stolz in the men's 1,000-meter with an Olympic record time of 1 minute and 6.28 seconds. Downhill skier Lindsey Vonn announced her successful third surgery since her downhill crash on Sunday. She broke her left leg 13 seconds into her first run of the Milan Games. Men's hockey's tournament starts the next 2 days. Columbus's Zach Werenski and Team USA face Latvia at 3:10. This update sponsored by RCD RV Super Center in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. We welcome into the studio, fresh off his trip to the Dutch Caribbean island.
Oh, yeah.
He is the one and only Robert Carpenter. How we feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I was down there in Curacao.
Look, all sun-kissed and everything, looking nice.
Stopped in the Bahamas. Had some good times there.
Okay.
Thing is, man, these military dudes, most of them are younger. These are smaller bases, so they a little bit older than maybe normal. But it's a little bit Wooderson. Like, they keep getting older, and I stay the same age. And they're like, hey, let's do a drink. Let's do a drink. Like, can I buy you some beers? I'm like, I'm supposed to be buying you beers. No. Like, yes, I'm going to buy you some, but they just want to keep drinking. Like, dude, I got to get up tomorrow. Like, I got stuff to do. I mean, these guys, especially the Navy guys who come in, and one of the guys goes, you realize that America is the only Navy in the world that doesn't have bars on their boats? And I'm like, I'd like to think that's maybe because we're the best. Like, we don't just endorse drinking on the ship. But that's also why when they get off after 3 months of not having a drop of booze, like, hey, about to really blow this thing out.
I go hard in the paint.
I told Maddie the other day, I asked Maddie the other day, I go, have you seen Maverick? And he said, no, I haven't seen Maverick. Was that a remake? And I said, it's not a remake, it's a continuation.
You haven't seen it?
He hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the original.
Oh, my gosh.
So I told him
this is one of the few where the sequel is probably better than the original.
Okay, so you just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask you, so we agree with that. Okay.
Not many
so it was
people pull
actually
things out of your mouth.
It was actually a better
especially that beard.
It was a better movie.
Where are you at on the beard? Well, I'm trying to get him to keep this thing for as long as possible.
I'm a wire-haired terrier. This is not a good.
He's like Brett Favre over there.
He really does.
Okay.
You do got the Favre.
Minus the social media presence.
Minus the sturgeon.
Yeah. Florida State's best.
By the way, your boy, the Drop King over here, when he texted me about coming on and stuff like this, he was like, hey, it'd be better if you would come in the studio. The guys would really like it. I'm like, I like coming in there. I'm like, dude, I do radio. You don't think I know that it's because it's better when you're in person. I was like, listen, man, if I can make it work, my thing is primary, be in person, Comrex, and then phone. I go, but there's days I've just had like a lot of crap going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure I spend
your
some time
your
with you guys.
infinite patience.
Yeah.
I mean, you had car fare to get over here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who's paying for that?
Gas.
It would have been better if he said, you're better when you're in studio.
Well,
now, that would have been more of a
that is
motivation.
true. By the way, speaking about, I like the beard.
Okay,
I mean,
thanks. We'll work on it.
It ages you a little bit.
A little? Okay. Yeah. All right.
Listen, we can brush that thing out.
Yeah, no, Maddie's going to take me to one of his.
I want him to get it lined up a little bit, clean up the neck a little bit. You know what I mean?
You'd be
then
good.
I think he'll like it a little bit more.
Tress wouldn't have liked it. Let me ask you, are most of the best coaches, we talked about Signetti earlier and other coaches, Urban, are the best coaches perfectionists? Are they all perfectionists to some degree or not?
It's a really interesting question because I think maybe in college, I never played. Fick was never a perfectionist. He was hard on us, and I think Fick was one of the best coaches I ever was around. Tress wasn't a perfectionist. They wanted you to go hard and, obviously strive for that. But, I don't think Signetti's a perfectionist when it comes to it. Like, listen, learn what you need to learn, do what you need to do, practice really hard, and, they're going to be efficient and get out of there. And so I don't know that if perfection, they find a way to put you in the best situation to make you feel the best about what you're doing.
Did you want really demanding coaches?
I want you to hold me to an expectation. Because there are days, that's what you're there for. Not, especially when you're younger. There are going to be days where you don't really want to come in and practice all that much. Maybe you've broken up with your girlfriend or she broke up with you and you talked about it on national, worldwide television about that. And, you just don't want to have a great day that day. It's like, hey, you're better than, and most of it's it's an attack on your pride. We need more out of you today for us to be good.
Were you motivated by coaches you didn't want to disappoint? I mean, you want to disappoint yourself too, but
no, it comes down to that. Those guys, that they've invested in you, especially when you get to the NFL. It's can you make me better? And you're getting to see this now in college, and this is the one delineation where when we talk about recruiting, because I've talked to all those guys, I go, is it just about the money? It is. Unless they think that you can get them more money later, which means you're going to make me better than another place I would be. So then you can get the discount. Because in the NFL, it's like, as coaches, how are you going to help me? I've been doing this for a while. I can watch film. Like, what are you going to give me that I can't get myself? And sometimes it's that little nudge, like, let's go. Some of it's a little nugget of teaching you something that maybe you didn't see. But in college, it's especially the nudge things. But these guys are more professional now than probably ever before. So it's, how can you help me become the very best version of myself so I can play well here and then pedal these wares to the next level?
That makes sense. You touched on Fick, and we were reacting to the story last week, I think, that came out of Madison, to where it was framed as he turned down the 1-year extension that they were trying to add to the current deal that he already has. What's your thoughts on that? Like, what's your read on that whole thing?
So one of the things that, he had like a $30 million buyout or something. And Wisconsin was spending like a fractional amount on NIL. And I think that they finally came to the conclusion of, and this is, I've talked to a couple different coaches, either here or at other places. They're like, Wisconsin's a really well-coached team. Their players just aren't very good. And like, plus, like, can you start a season without your third quarterback being the guy? Like,
that's tough.
It's like 3 plays in, like broken leg, 4 more plays in, guys can cuss. Like, oh, hey, I know you've just been sitting over here. Come on in. And I think they finally realized, like, hey, we could buy him out for 30 and fire him, and you could use the line where just let this suffering end. Let's be really bad so we can move on without saying we should move on. Or we can take that $30 million that we would have to pay him. How about we spend like 10 of that on players? And like Bryce West left here. Like, we can get Ohio State's like third corner. He'll be our best corner. We can pay him more than they would down there. Let's see if we can get some guys who we know are good dudes who are also good players, and see if we can go be 8-4, and like go push the ball down the hill a little bit. And I think that that's kind of where they're at. So him turning it down, I'm curious about that. I was trying to figure out what that meant.
I think it's a mutual prove it year.
Yeah, and I think that he's in that too. Like, I don't want to be handcuffed to you no more than you want to be handcuffed to me. And we're just going to tack on another year. Like, but you need to also make a commitment here consistently to win.
Yeah. I think it was. I said, man, I think it's just a mutual prove it from both sides. I said to Maddie,
Fick's not a guy that's done anything for the money. I mean, the dollars that he was offered to go other places and like, quote, better schools maybe were big. It was just, I wanted to be at a place where they aligned with what I viewed like
his vision.
Yes, how it should be.
Yeah. It's hard to replace. It's hard to say, I said this to Maddie when we're talking about Ohio State basketball, that if a guy like John Calipari wanted to be here with all those tournaments and 6 Final Fours and whatever, that it's tough to turn a guy down if he's interested. And it did look bad at the time if he was interested in Ohio State and they weren't interested in him.
But at what price?
Well, that's what I said to him. And I said, I wonder if the legendary coaches or perceived legendary coaches, do they close the recruits the way they used to? Because the tiebreaker is now the money. I don't know. I can't tell you that John Calipari, if he got the job here, would definitely have been recruiting at the highest level, because the tiebreaker for a lot of these kids might be money now and not playing for you.
And he went to Arkansas, and like what they probably promised him there in the war chest that he has is different than you would have at Ohio State. I would make it akin, because people, they get on the hiring of Diebler. You can't hire the assistant. I'm like, well, you did that in football. It worked pretty good. Right. And then the argument then was moved forward. Well, Urban Meyer left, and he was a 3-time national champion, so Urban knew how to hire him and everything. Okay, well, all right. Well, how about Tommy Bowden at Clemson? They fired him and hired his little-known wide receivers coach. We can talk about the last couple of years of Clemson. They had a pretty nice 10-year run.
Been at the top of the mountain.
Yeah. There's that argument. Like, when Ryan was going to be hired, they could have probably went and brought in someone like Les Miles. He's won a national championship. He was really good and had success. Like, would he have been better? What would he have required to be successful? Like, you see traits in people. Jake Diebler was hired in large part because of his Ohio ties. He's a young coach. There's going to be some mistakes maybe in the program and maybe some in-game stuff and different things, but because of his relationship and ability to recruit Ohio guys. And I think that he's largely succeeded in that. And if you believe he's the guy, then you kind of ride out with him a little bit, as opposed to just trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say start anew.
Yeah. It's only his second year. They got the bump when they fired Holtman. He popped in and they beat Purdue. And then, and that
they
usually
almost
does
made
happen.
the tournament that year.
Yeah. It's it's kind of a combination of, does he have enough commitment from the program to be where they think they want to be, and whether
And
he.
what is that, actually?
Where does the program want to be?
Yeah, Ross said, make the tournament, make runs, but are you demanding that, or is that just a wish? What you think you should be? Because you can't have one without the other. You got to do it. And investing in these guys for, like I was talking to him about Cignetti, and his approach was production over potential.
Yeah. And like Tilly, they did that, I think, a little more this year. Last year, they went for, blue chip guy. Who's the guy from
Bradshaw?
Kentucky?
Guys. Yeah. The
so
Kentucky and Duke guys. Yeah.
Older guys that had played more, maybe just at lower levels. And so I think they're still trying to feel their way through this and try to blend, try to window that thing.
The right concoction, huh?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like a great trip. I want to hear more about it.
We can hear more about it after the break.
Okay.
There it is.
I didn't know. I thought maybe you had duties and things to do, people to see. All right.
I'm not Amber Heard, dude.
He's sticking around. Top college football quarterbacks entering the season. Somebody ranked them. We'll tell you what they are next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank Spirits, but the food is just as good. Brunch worth planning your weekend around, seasonal dinners perfect for date night or game night, plus kids eat half off every Monday. Find menus and locations at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey everybody, it's Berm. Look, the big game is coming up, and that means there's parties, food, drinks, and fun, but that's a recipe for disaster if you're trying to lose weight. That's not the case with Awaken 180. Eat, drink, and enjoy the day knowing you have a strategy to keep the weight off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
It's truck season at Germain Toyota, and the deals are about as tough as the trucks. Get into a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with 299% financing for up to 72 months plus $1,000 in Toyota Financial Services finance cash, or at least a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for just $289 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, and $36.99 due at signing. Power, reliability, and offers that work as hard as you do. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day. My furnace stopped working. Your competition said it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The the ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
After quite the warm day yesterday, a big change today with mostly cloudy skies and highs struggling to get just above the freezing mark and gusty winds. For tonight, mostly cloudy with overnight lows down into the 20s. And then for Thursday, expect skies to stay mostly cloudy with our highs right around or just above freezing. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, a lot of the quarterbacks are back. Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Stain. Sam Levitt goes to LSU. Obviously, Julian here. Josh Hoover goes from TCU to Indiana. And Stockton stays at Georgia.
And we may see Chambliss again. He's taken, I think, the NCAA back to court.
He, reapplied.
Yeah.
There was a term they used. Although the NCAA are feeling good. They just got their first dub. They were on like an 0 for 10 streak there. They got their first dub in a minute. You saw Baker out there like, yes, we're back. Congress, come help us.
But who knows? We may see Trinidad Chambliss back. But yeah,
they're fighting for him.
It's a decent list of guys that we'll be watching again for sure next year.
The league, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I was talking to TLC.
The draft class is pretty weak. And
I threw out like an over-under for 2.5 quarterbacks in the first round this year. Like right now, I'm leaning under.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't enter, I don't know who would be the third guy that would pop up outside of Fernando and Ty Simpson in the first round at the moment.
I'm with you on that.
So to your point, it may be in his best interest to come on out. Maybe he's a back into the first round high, second round pick. Who knows?
You take... Are you at peace with the way this ended for Ohio State this year, or did it magnify something that, I don't know, shouldn't have happened? The only reason I ask you that is because I'm looking at these drafts, and the amount of Buckeyes are going to be in the top 15, 20 picks is going to be like, wait a minute, this team didn't play for a title?
Yeah. Well, and you got to think a lot of those guys, especially on the defensive side, were all first year. Like Sonny obviously played a lot. Caleb was second-year guy. Arvell, who may be the first of all of them, really first year as a starter. Caden McDonald, who will probably be a top 40-ish pick. I don't know if he's first round. He'll be borderline in there. First-year starter.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those guys, I think that they played so well they were a year early, and that's some of the issue is they would have been even better next year. So that's something that they've got to work through a little bit.
You know what jumped out to me, though, is where they got beat was down in the trenches.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about like a Josh Simmons or those guys being first-round picks the way that they were last year, and that's kind of where they got exposed. And we just saw that in the Super Bowl, right? Like Drake May, good quarterback, got some decent weapons around him, but there was just nothing they could do because Seattle up front was just hunting.
I think on the offensive line, Ryan brought this point up because someone asked him about, bringing in portal offensive linemen. I think that they were kind of battling on that right side, trying to figure out who they are and who they wanted to play. And I think they have a little more clarity with that going in this year, but they kept really the whole left side intact. So the fact that they didn't have anybody leave, and I know this factually, I mean, there were some of the guys who hadn't played as much, were offered significantly more to go play other places and chose to come back here.
Okay.
So I think they feel pretty good about where they're at.
Well, they should. I mean, they're going to be top 5 for sure this year? Yeah.
I can't imagine them not being in the top 5.
Yeah, probably them maybe 3 Big Ten teams in the top 5?
Yeah, their schedule's crazy hard.
It's tough, man. I threw out, I wouldn't be shocked.
It's a gauntlet.
He's not listed, so he's not going to play right now. He's hosted his own radio show in there. We're talking about the schedule.
Don't worry about it.
I threw out that I won't be shocked, Bob, if the over-under from Vegas is 9.5.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be, but it's not going to blow me away if I see that number.
I would say that they could be the first 9-win team to get in the playoff in a 12 team.
Yeah.
And this might be the last year of that. But if you think that they have Texas, Oregon, USC, Indiana,
at Iowa,
Michigan, and then you go to like Iowa and Illinois, which I think those could both be top 25-ish teams. If you lose 3 of those, and they're like competitive games, especially road games, and those teams are also really good, but then you beat like 2 of the other top ones and throw in Iowa and Illinois, and they're like, I don't think anybody's going to question that.
Yeah, it's no doubt tougher on paper than what it was last year for sure.
Can I guess what drop I missed?
Yeah, you're right.
Play.
It's a gauntlet. You're. By the way, you're good with. You're old school enough to want to keep Michigan where it is, correct?
I don't necessarily have a problem with it being there, especially, I think if you eliminate the conference championship games, I think that's okay.
What if they don't?
I don't know if they expand and if they can't.
Boy, the build-up of that game, the hype of that game being the last game of the regular season has always been such a cool tradition. And there are some people that want a Daytona 500 this thing and throw it in the beginning or in the middle or just randomly throw it in September, October.
Anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. I can't imagine.
I would like to see
is this a trap game, because they got another game I would feel weird to me.
I would like
I agree.
them to move everything up to week 0. You play that game before Thanksgiving again. That's the final week of the season.
Oh, that would be great.
I said give everybody the next weekend off. That's Army, Navy, and then you start the 16 team and just play from there.
I think having the biggest game of your year be interrupted, so to speak, for Thanksgiving.
That's what's changed it all.
Yeah.
Everybody gets mad about tradition, everything, especially guys that are older than myself. And I told them, first of all, when you played, there was no Big Ten championship. And second of all, you played before Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Trying to jam all that stuff in and have any semblance of like a Thanksgiving type of week. By the way, then College Signing Day was a week later, that Wednesday. And those poor coaches, granted, they're making a lot of money, and so that's what the money's for. But still, there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many cups of coffee and Zins you can drink and eat.
I've never wanted
their coffees look like hot chocolate. Look like hot chocolate with the Zins floating around in there.
I've never wanted to move the game off the final week of the schedule.
Yeah.
But there's something about that game kicking off at night that would do something for me. That's the change that like an 8 o'clock kick for that. I would be in favor of that more so than moving it around on the schedule.
Well, the traditionists will they'll get in your stuff about that.
Well, that's why I brought you. I thought that's why I brought you in here.
It's been at 3:30.
The only guy I got on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
It's always been the noon. There was the 3:30 and 06.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
That always, I tell people, that has a night feel because it gets dark at like
Isn't there a
6
1 o'clocker in there?
Not to my knowledge.
Not there was.
Kitchen Niner in there?
There was a 1.
There may have been at some point, but I think they've all been.
What do you think traditionalists would be more in favor of? A night game or moving the game?
Ooh. Some people hate those late season night games. So
you're talking about a night game in late November?
Yes.
No.
But I'm asking, though, what do you think, though? Moving the game, AR? Or,
you had Tennessee in 20 degrees. Yeah.
The traditionalist.
I think they take the night over the moving it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to force them to it. Hook them up to one of those those batteries.
The game of the century, was 3:30.
Yeah. I remember sitting there watching it in Dallas. That was the first game that I watched as an alum.
Super Bowl was a dud, wasn't it? Was that what you were expecting?
I told people, first half under. Second half, it gets out of there.
I like that, too.
But I was like, the first half under.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these coaches are defensive guys. They're not going to do anything stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to play into it. And listen, it was almost even lower. I'm listening. There's one of the fine naval servicemen was sitting beside me. You got to take a shot at the end zone. I'm like, hey, that doesn't always mean that you just get to kick the field goal. At that point, Christian Gonzalez was undercutting a ball and hitting him in the hands. I'm like, that's why you gotta
every
be careful.
pass isn't either caught or incomplete, right?
There could be a third option there. Where an interception happens, a strip sack, bad things. Could snap it over his head.
And Sam Darnold had a few of those to start the game. A couple of those passes.
The opening ones.
I was like, that's going to the crib.
And that could have changed the whole outcome of the game. And just because Seattle was able to lean into them because they were just able to pound the ball. But if they would have been playing from behind at any point, then that may have been a little bit different of how you attack and kind of what you have to do.
Rough day for New England. Rough day for Stephon Diggs with him and Cardi B breaking up after the game.
Is that real?
Yeah, they're done. Yeah. Apparently he's got another girl pregnant.
They made a lot of. She made it through like 2 or 3 of them though, and that boat deal with the purple powder or whatever that stuff was down there. You know,
is that Blue Magic from American Gangster? Is that what Denzel was cooking?
Yeah, that's right.
Just hope he doesn't. I hope he just doesn't.
You can talk brand infringement.
Yeah.
We're throwing a lot of these words.
Pull a whole, full Aaron Pierce on everybody, and track her down.
James Pierce.
Sorry, Ryder the police. Listen,
crazy.
Hey, you know what? There's a reason the guy had 10 sacks, 10.5 sacks. The rookie, relentless effort. 7 officers.
4 to 6 A to B.
Get him down. That was more than 4 to 6. That was a lot of energy, a lot more effort than that.
He's right. You're a lot better in studio, so keep coming in.
You always say I'm a lot better in person. Virtually just doesn't do it for you.
That's right.
You don't get to feel it, to taste it.
Yeah, I wanted the kids say the POV. I need the point of view.
The full sensual experience.
The big guy here in the studio. All right, good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. All right, we're going to come back.
To the crib.
Roll up to the crib. Maddie's got his own theme music
with the
now.
Alizé off the bus. Roll up to the off the bus with the. Roll up to the crib with the Burrows and James off the bus with the Alizé.
With the Alizé. I had in my mind a gang of Tanqueray, but that's a little more old school.
That's Snoop.
That's Snoop, right? 2 minutes. Myles Garrett blasting the NFL for this. We'll tell you next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows.
Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free and 0% financing for 36 months, plus $500 off your project. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Want to jinx your favorite sports team?
Please get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up.
Just ask Maddie to print your shirts. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, we'll get back to this Myles Garrett thing. I wanted to bring up this for a quick second. That one of the most, memorable games of the season, which wound up being that moment with Caleb and against Green Bay and all that. And I know he had a great moment against the Rams as well. That didn't turn out to be a victory, but
yeah, you're talking the one after that, a touchdown to Loveland.
Yeah, incredible. Nuts. So the loss, that's a big deal for the Packers. And Micah Parsons was sidelined for that game. He tore his ACL, and he went on Myles Garrett's podcast, and he was reflecting back on that Week 16 game, and Parsons was trying to make sense of how they lost. And Garrett could be seen emulating Caleb Williams' Iceman celebration in true trolling fashion. What is the Iceman celebration? Oh, that's
what TLC's doing right there. And I think that's stolen from Trey Young, because Trey Young's nickname is Ice Trey. So after Trey Young hit a couple big buckets before, I think back when he was cooking the Knicks and all that stuff in that playoff series.
That makes sense.
He was doing that, so I think that's credit to Trae Young, now Washington Wizard Trae Young. I think that's his selling.
Talked about the MVP stuff, and the NFL has picked a quarterback for the MVP. And this year, you all know, was Matt Stafford, and the year before that, it was Josh Allen. And while the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, should be over the moon again as far as him winning that award, he started to talk about how that MVP, because maybe he's starting thinking, well, why am I just getting pigeonholed into this Defensive Player of the Year stuff, right? Now, he wasn't on a good enough team to be the MVP, but here he is talking about the award.
They were saying that a defensive player can win MVP. We don't affect winning enough, so that's the next mission. That's all I'm thinking of.
Do you feel like they're more isolated at positions now? It seems like edge rushers is pretty much defense player of the years. And it's like MVPs is just strictly basically quarterbacks.
I mean, I wouldn't say that for DPOY because PS2 snuck me last year. But, yeah, I feel like QB have MVP on lock because, they have the ball in their hand pretty much every play.
I get that, but seeing playoffs this year, QBs can't be
QBs haven't been winning these games in the playoffs. They have not.
You can't say that. Like, we just seen a quarterback win with 83 passing yards. So should this be ultimately be it's a fact. It's no shot. I'm not throwing no shots at nobody. But can we just say that, like, they deserve to be MVP?
It's too easily handed to them. I feel like we're not taking into account, with the things that we do. A lot of the numbers that we have, you have to go to, advanced metrics to see how good you are, what you do, or I am at what I do. So to the casual guy who's just looking at the scoreboard, he's like, well, Sam Darnold threw for 4 touchdowns. He's got to be MVP. It's like Micah had 10 pressures. He also lost 3 rushes all day. And that's incredible, but that's not as easily seen as touchdowns, yards, catches, rushes, all that.
He's exactly right. I cannot argue with that part. I think that now I also feel that this is a regular season award and they both went to the postseason, that a quarterback didn't single-handedly win these games. And he's right. They didn't. So they went more to the postseason. And the best guy that was left was Josh Allen. He didn't win, right? And his defense wasn't very good. And he didn't play that well. But this is a tough thing to say because quarterbacks do affect so much more of the game. He's right. Defensive players can wreck it, and they can change possessions and the pressures and the hits and all that, and how offense is designed away from certain guys. And the other thing he's very right about is that it's not easily seen by the average pair of eyes. It's not. You're not looking at it. You're not focused on it. Now, when the result happens and there's a sack or a pick or a batted ball, of course you're going to see that. But not every play. Every play we do notice the quarterback. And so I'm not saying that I'm that upset that this goes to the quarterback because I think over the regular season, over 18 weeks, the quarterback does affect more than a defensive player. Yeah. His argument of going to the postseason, I think, worked for him, but it's not a postseason award.
Oh, it's not. In my mind, these defensive players, as great as they are, like a Micah Parsons and a Myles Garrett, you can kind of neutralize them in a way to where their game can be slowed down and they don't have those eye-popping game as far as stats go within any 4 quarters of a game. I mean, we talk so much about the game where the Steelers were in Cleveland, and Myles Garrett even called out the Pittsburgh Steelers for, hey, they're more worried about me not getting the sack record than they were running an efficient offense. And you could just see and feel the game plan, and it did feel that way to a certain degree, even though you and I talked about it. It was like, we're not going to let him just tee off on Aaron Rodgers and our tight ends and our left tackle. And so there's the give and take there. But if you're a Browns fan, you've watched this guy for years, even when he doesn't get home, how he can speed up a quarterback, how he can tip a ball at the line of scrimmage, how he can hold up against the run and be as complete of a defensive player as we've seen in a very long time. I think the only MVP that I can think of on defense is Lawrence Taylor. Didn't Lawrence Taylor do it one time? And I don't even know how many we've had. That's just the only one I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he got it.
I think my guy Alan Page won it back in the 70s.
How many other guys have done it on defense? I can only think of LT. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 5 or less.
Last Chad.
Something like that.
Might be just those two.
Just those two?
It might be,
yeah. So just the history of the league has shown us, and I think you're all over they are, just when you look at that position, that being the quarterback, and the numbers that are just so gaudy for a lot of these guys, Myles Garrett just set the single-season sack record in the NFL, and he still obviously didn't win the MVP. So I just don't know what you can do as a defensive player
this is what
in this era to do it. Because back then, when Lawrence Taylor is playing and those guys are playing on defense, while the quarterback numbers were really, really good, now these guys like Stafford and Josh Allen have numbers that are just through the roof.
So this is what I would say to that, is that this is what I would say to Myles Garrett. Myles, you feel you deserve to be MVP. Your team won 5 games.
Well, that would be my question. Do you think that Myles is making a general statement, or do you think he was trying to politely talk about himself?
No. Yes. I think he was politely talking about himself being the best defensive player in the league and how he didn't probably sniff MVP. And my answer to him would be, how many games did your team win? Mm-hmm. You won 5 games. If you're the most dominating player in the league on your side of the ball, then I'd ask him very honestly and respectfully, why did you only win 5 games? And you know what we'd come back to? Oh, we don't have enough guys on offense. We don't have enough. Well, that's really,
I guess that comes back to what you invest in as a voter when it comes to your definition of the MVP. Because
how many games did the Browns win without Myles Garrett?
It's a fair question.
Of the 5.
Yeah.
3
or 4?
2? Like, they're going to win. Like, meaning if I took Matt Stafford off the Rams and I took, by the way, this is not arguing against his talent. This is arguing against his point. His point is that defensive guys should be up for MVP. And the New England Patriots won 14 games. The Rams won 12 games. You take their quarterback off the field.
They're probably losing
half.
Yeah, depending on who the backup is, like who the backups are for that team. Yeah, for sure.
That's a good argument, too, is that you'd have to go in and see if they have a viable backup. Nobody even took a snap.
Tell you what, though, man, you take Myles Garrett off that team this year.
See, you took a snap.
You put him on that team and you can get that same reaction.
No, I guess like the Browns, like if they take him off that team, do they get to 5?
By the way, if I gave you 100 guesses.
Oh, theme music time. What's the question?
You can't get it. You won't get it. There was one player on the Rams that attempted a pass this year besides Matt Stafford. One pass.
Johnny Hecker.
At quarterback.
Oh.
Wait, no.
That's their kicker, right?
No, maybe.
Punter.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Johnny Hecker.
He said their punter. Is it him?
Okay, so wrong name, good unit. Place kicker.
Good.
Joshua Carty must have attempted a pass on maybe a fake or something, or
had to be.
I don't even know.
Right.
Let's see who was the.
Good for Stafford. That's a great availability. At his
Let me
age.
see the New England Patriots.
So talks about Matt Stafford's back's demise greatly exaggerated.
True that.
All right, the backup quarterback for the New England Patriots played 4 games, completed 7 passes.
Who would be?
Who was that?
Who was New England's backup?
England's backup.
It's not Brissett round 3, is it?
No, I don't think they brought him back. Hold on.
I could give you like a real journeyman feel to it.
Oh, that's a hint? He's been around for a minute?
No, he's been around for a minute.
Oh, I
played for my team and your team.
He played for the Steelers and the Vikings?
I think so.
You said it's not Brissett. It's not.
You know his major in college.
I know his major in college, and he played for the Steelers and the Vikings. Is this? Oh, is it Dobbs? I've died yet. Without your hints, I never would have guessed
Joshua
that.
Dobbs.
Joshua, and then he kind of led me down the road of him being kind of a nerd. He is.
So
really
you're
smart.
telling me they're winning.
Because they call him Pastronaut because he has an aerospace degree.
So if Myles Garrett was in this room right now, I would probably hide behind the glass a little bit when I said to him, we take you off the field. We take you. By the way, whoever was doing the podcast with him should have said, okay, if you were off the field, do the Browns win a game this year? And then he would have gotten himself into a lot of.
You know what?
Yeah, because it would have been a tough question to ask him. Because if he says 0, that's not good. But he probably was thinking it. But he probably would be thinking it.
Yeah, he probably
You can think who's going to tell him that he's wrong?
Do it. That's right.
Not me.
We come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Craving that rush of freedom in 2026? Grab the Ford Bronco Sport with 2.9% APR and up to $4,500 cash rebates. All credit fits. Pre-qualify online at capitalfordcolumbus.com or visit us in Whitehall.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you a question. Has the insulation in your windows failed? How would you know? Well, one way to tell is if you're running the heat this winter way more often than you normally do. That could be a sign that insulation has failed and you need new windows. Talk to the pros at Window Nation to find out what they can do to help. In fact, they've got a great deal going now. You can get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And as an added benefit, you get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient, you actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you won't have to live with broken windows again. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale and get an extra 10% off for Valentine's Day. You already know. Go to windownation.com now for a free consultation. That's windownation.com.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Is 2026 the year you achieve your health goals? The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Steve here from USA Insulation. Let me ask you a question. Do you know why your thermos keeps your coffee hot? Because it's insulated with foam. So let us do the same thing and insulate your home with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. The cold weather's here. There's nothing better than sitting in a warm, comfortable home with your loved ones and keeping that cold, drafty air outside. So make the call today, 529-2440, 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
When it comes to trucks, dependability matters. At Germain Toyota, we know what it takes to earn your trust. Quality vehicles, straightforward pricing, and a team that puts you first. From the job site to the weekend, drive a truck built to go the distance. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
Before he does that, I just want to present you something, sir. I walked out of here about 2 minutes ago, went to my desk, and there was a package on my desk. Your Bluetooth headset has arrived. The earpiece has arrived. For the folks that don't know. Yesterday we were talking about Bluetooth, and AR was saying, hey, you know what? I used to enjoy having a little Bluetooth earpiece.
It's wrapped around your ear.
So I hopped online, and here you go, my friend. Get after it. The Bluetooth earpiece back in the game in the year 2026.
Turning the clock back to 2005.
There it is.
No
brother.
earbuds for this guy. Just old school.
Uh-huh.
How long will this last?
Well, who knows?
I can't believe you got it here in a day, man.
The BlackBerry will be here tomorrow.
I never had a BlackBerry.
Oh, man. So we got to get that
important.
Got to get that synced up to
Maddie,
your phone.
this is amazing.
Now you can walk around with your Bluetooth earpiece like it's 2005.
If we get a pager, and I'll really have it all. Oh, my man.
So there you go. Enjoy.
You remember these?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I remember those. Those were hot back in the day, man.
A live unboxing.
Those were hot back in the day. So there you
I'd
go.
wear it on the air tomorrow.
Exactly. Here you go. All right, TLC.
Take some calls. Thanks, Ice.
Of course, man.
Well, I
Anytime.
guess I don't need to ask the question. Tell the truth. Can friends give friends gifts, even if it isn't a holiday or a birthday?
I'm here for a nice surprise gift every once in a while, just to let you know, hey, you're my guy, you're my gal, whatever it is. Like I like the rando gifts. Those for me really hit home when I received those kind of off the beaten path, if you will. Because it really means, like, to me, like, I matter to you, you matter to me, and it doesn't have to be, like TLC said, kind of, maybe not a forced thing, but it's, everybody kind of gets put in a certain box around that time of, hey, we all got to do this for somebody. But outside of that, yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. I do.
Well, wait a minute, I got you something too. No, I probably need to do more of that.
I agree.
I use it more for like meals and stuff.
Okay.
Like, I'll get that. Like,
okay,
but
pick up
not
the tab.
But you're right. The individual doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah,
just something.
Just anything you're thinking about.
Look at
Me,
that.
Yeah, that hits home. That warms the heart. For sure. How about you, TLC? You in on those or?
Sure.
Okay.
I think it'd be great if you just see something that catches your eye that reminds you of somebody particular, and it's like, hey man, like, that reminds you of like a certain memory or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't done that, and nobody's done it for me, but I wouldn't be like, I'm not protesting it.
We got to get you back in the game, man. You needed to get on this season of Love is Blind, the Ohio. So they are, the Love is Blind show. A lot of the people that are going to be on this season that I think either dropped yesterday or today are people from Ohio, Columbus area. So it's going to be interesting. Some of the reactions.
So they pair up without seeing each other?
Yeah, you're kind of talking through that wall or whatever, which is like a real way to kind of really get to know somebody without it being just based off of looks.
Well, that's the funny part about it is I'd like to know the percentage of these working out because you're right. Inherently, those should work out based on the foundation of it.
You would think,
in the superficial world, I think you could really click with someone and then not be attracted to them physically, and then you got a big problem.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this then. I didn't even plan this one, but this is actually, you led us down a great path. So I guess the question would be, tell the truth. If you were on Love is Blind and you connected with somebody prior to the reveal, but then you didn't like the reveal, are you backing out?
This is the tough question at the presser.
This could be an age-related answer.
Ooh, why is that?
Just on where you are in your life.
Okay, like ready to settle down.
Younger people would tend to be more superficial.
Correct. I did a quick search for you, AI. Through the first 6 seasons of Love is Blind.
How many have gotten engaged?
Approximately 24 to 30% of engaged couples have said "I do" at the altar.
Whoa, that's low.
It's I mean, even Punxsutawney Phil beat that, and he sucks at predicting the weather.
Wait a minute. So that's the goal, is to get engaged on the show?
Yeah, at the
end. It's not just like, hey, are we staying together? It's like,
I'm pretty sure at the end of these shows or this show that they have like weddings. Like, I think like a kind of a de facto wedding going on.
What?
I'm pretty sure that's the case on Love is Blind. I could be wrong in that.
Dang, man.
But I think I've seen that before.
I thought it was just like, are we going to keep dating? It's like, hey, it's either engaged or not engaged.
I think they present these people with rings at the end of this thing. I'm pretty sure like the show does. If you're in on whoever you've been talking to, like I think they give you a ring.
Well, I can see how the engagements would fall apart if the show presents you the ring and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on it. How there's not that much of an investment in it.
One of the original bachelorettes from back in 2003 is still married to the guy.
Okay. I like that. Jesse Palmer's doing some type of bachelor show.
Golden Bachelor?
No, I don't think he is, but I swear he's doing some branch off the Bachelor tree type of show. Jesse Palmer doing well. Food Network. I don't know if he's doing QVC stuff, but
Daily Mail?
He's doing some good stuff, man.
MAIL, by the way.
I got to find this for you guys because I swear I saw something. But yeah, I'll get that for you, TLC. Go do your thing.
All right. So Zach Wheeler had to get a rib removed in surgery. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Thoracic?
That is correct.
Thoracic outlet surgery, where he needed to get a rib removed. By the way, Zach Wheeler doing it right in my opinion. He signed, I think, a 3-year deal for $42 million a year, and he has already announced in advance that he's retiring at the end of this contract.
That's good living.
So he's comfortable with where he's at. I mean, he's getting a little bit older, but he's still incredibly good for the Phillies.
Yeah, he can go.
But the problem is, well, I'll leave it up to you if it's a problem. He got one of these ribs removed, and he's keeping it as a souvenir, so it's just stored away in his closet. So tell the truth, if you had a body part removed, like, I don't know, like maybe there are some weird families who, like, they turn their missing, like when their children lose teeth, they turn into like Christmas ornaments. My family was not like that.
Okay.
But if you have any body parts would you keep it as a memory?
No, that's like no. Kind of giving trophies for serial killer vibes. You know how they kind of keep, at least in the shows I've seen.
Why
I don't know
in the world would he do that?
I don't know, or it's kind of like the whole Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly drinking each other's blood thing. Like, all that stuff is just, that's a little too far out of bounds for me.
How many riblets do we have?
No, I'm not keeping any of that stuff, to answer the question. No, nothing. Hey, real quick, it's The Bachelor Mansion Takeover featuring Jesse Palmer. That's the new show that he's doing apparently on HGTV.
The Mansion Takeover.
Yep.
What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
Are you in or out on ice cream cake?
100%. I think it's awesome.
Really?
Back in the day, if you went to, like, I remember, like, for a birthday, I wanted an ice cream cake because it had the
crunch, the Oreo
crust,
crunch.
the Oreo crust.
Yeah.
You go to like a Baskin Robbins and get an ice cream cake.
I think
the best.
My favorite part of it is the crunch and not the ice cream cake itself. So I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It was never really anything I requested as a kid. I was more of a, hey, let me just get a yellow cake with chocolate icing or just like, some cookies or brownies or whatever. But I wasn't mad at it as a kid, but it was never a request for me. But AR's all over. The crunch that's the A1 part of it right there.
Stop. Really? Is that the first question?
Brian Kelly's a different cat, man. Hey, before we go, you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Short-ish show for them because of Buckeye basketball tonight at home. Jeff Rimmer stops by at 5 o'clock on the phone, not in person.
We will be back tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
This is ridiculous.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.